Welcome to the Girl Chat Talk Show, hosted by Carol A. Dorsey, Miranda Bartell, and Carol Weaver, where we bring conversations with a twist to the table that our listeners need to know in education, health, wealth, the economy, business, politics, entertainment, and relationships. So now, let the conversations begin.
All right. Welcome to Girl Chat Talk Show. I am here with my beautiful co-host, Miranda Morrow Bartell. Look, I'm getting there. I'm
Yes, you're
getting
getting there. But it's okay. I like the way you
Yes,
say that, though.
yes. Look, from the South. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Um, I want to shout out to everybody that enjoyed our show last week. This is our second show, and I hope this one be as phenomenal as the last one. Before we get deep into the show, because we're gonna have some wonderful conversations. I can't wait to have my wonderful
Yes.
conversations with my sister right here and our special guest. I want to give a moment to Raymond J. Solomon Sr. He passed away this past Tuesday afternoon, and as everyone know, he was the godfather of Detroit, and not just Detroit, but the 14th district and the Democratic Party. So my deepest condolences to his family, his son, his grandchildren, his daughter-in-law, his brothers, his sisters, his nieces, cousins, nephews, his godchildren. I consider me as one of them. Um, you know, uh, God, I'm just devastated over what has happened. The loss of Ray Solomon, but his legacy will live on. A lot of us will make sure of that. I'm thankful to have him in my presence and to have the teachings
Yes.
that he has taught me in politics with my nonprofit organization, especially with my nonprofit organization. He helped me a lot with the Elite Women organization, jumpstarting us and making sure we got recognized for the services that we provide and how we out helping the community. So, I had to give this time to him for this second show because he definitely was going to tune in Saturday, but he was being hospitalized at the time. But I'm Carol Dorsey. I am the executive producer for Girl Chat, and I have two beautiful co hosts. One will be on the way, Carol Weaver, of course, Miranda.
Yes.
Miranda. And I'm the president of the Elite Women Organization. And also, I have a consultant firm, Mad Money Entertainment. And I'm also the corresponding secretary for the 14th District. Shout out to my chair, Rick Blocker. I just left them with our Zoom meeting plus in-person meeting at the 14th district. Shout out to Council Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence. Shout out to her for all her dedication to our communities and the residents and fighting for our rights. But I'm gonna turn it over to you, Miranda.
Hey, well, thank you. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate you all the time, all the time. Thank you so much. So just want to introduce myself a little bit. Miranda Morrow Bartell. I am a co-host on the show of Girl Chat, and this is an awesome opportunity to
Yes.
showcase the city of Detroit
Mm-hmm.
and our elite who's doing things in the city of Detroit, right,
Yes.
Carol?
Yes.
So this is a great opportunity to have that time to host on the show. My name is Miranda Mar Bartell once again, and I
Yes.
am married to the infamous Mr. Rufus Bartell.
Woo woo.
Uh, he's not on the show yet, but
He
he
will
he
be.
will be soon. One
Yeah.
day,
Yes.
we will have him on the show. But I'm a real estate associate broker over at National Realty Centers. I am the past president of Greater Detroit Realtors Association, which we will be meeting our new president for this
Yes.
year, Carol,
Yes.
who's president of the organization. So I'm happy to bring her on today as well.
Ah.
But my business is also Four Seasons Development, which reaches off into all types of real estate development, retail, commercial, residential, you name it.
Ah.
So I'm doing some of everything in the real estate industry right now and just trying to
Yes.
make sure I continue to grow my business, Four Seasons Development.
Of course.
So of course, and I'm a member of Elite Women.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
that's another awesome thing. I'm a board member of Greater Detroit Realtors Association, and
Yes.
I am a board member of the Detroit. land bank authority.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yes, so I'm doing some of everything, making
To
sure
help
I
our
help out
people.
the community. And
Yes.
once again, it's about serving the community, so that way you can see your dreams come true.
And not
And
only
I
that,
think that if
ownership.
we ownership, but I think that if
Ownership.
we took more time on serving
Hmm.
in the community,
Yeah.
okay, we could actually see the reaps and benefits of the rewards that we're doing out in the community.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So, don't stay shy about getting involved out here in the community. Find you a great organization to be a part of
Hmm.
and put your hands in and get greasy and do the work. Put the
Yes.
work in, guys.
Yes.
That's what we want to see. So
Yes.
I don't want to keep you long, but I know Carol Weaver, she is running a little bit behind because she had an awesome event that she was putting on with Shara DeGay-Nago
Yes. That
earlier
last
this
name,
morning.
girl. Yeah.
Yes, right. It's about getting it together. It's a tongue twister for me sometimes.
Me
If I,
too.
if I don't have to say her
Yeah.
name right away, I could say it just fine, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But it's all good. So back to you, Carol. Just to mention
The
that we
show.
have the
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
Yeah. With know what you just said with Carol Weaver. She's
Mm-hmm.
out there with Strong Women Lead.
Yes.
Today they taught at the Horatio. Shout out to the Horatio Foundation. He's a wonder. His nonprofit organization been around over 15 years, helping our youth at 501c3. They was down there today teaching. They had over 40 attorneys
Expungement, right?
expungements, teaching them how to
Right.
expunge because today people can't get jobs
Exactly.
because of their background and they serve their time though.
Right.
See, they serve their time, they serve their probation, but they still have these defaults, I call them, on
Yes.
their records and they can't get a good,
Limitations.
yeah, they
A
can't
lot
get
of
a job.
limitations. They can't get a job. And
So,
and Sherry was on the show last week.
yeah.
And if you tuned in last week, you
Hmm.
would have heard all about everything that they're going to be doing down there today and the things that they actually have, put into plan to making sure they got that expungement taken care
Yep,
of.
yep.
And you could have up to 3 felonies to get expunged. So
Yes,
that's a
yes.
three-time opportunity
Hmm.
because they know that people do need those opportunities and a second chance and
It's second
sometimes a
chance.
third chance
Yeah.
because you never know when those felonies even started. It could have started when someone was 14 years old.
Yes, and it will damage them for the rest of their life
Exactly. And we
for a
don't want that.
mistake.
Yes.
Mistakes, that's how we learn from life.
Right.
Without mistakes, we wouldn't learn.
We sure wouldn't learn.
So, no, it's a great thing that they're doing. Definitely Strong Women Lead. 40 attorneys down there giving free
Yeah.
consultation on how to get your expungements, and they are paying for it as well. So that's an excellent thing. So shout out to Carol Weaver. She should be heading her
Yes.
way. And shout out to Sherry Gay Denango. Huh?
Yes.
It is what it
Just
is, Sherry.
Sherry.
Sherry, it is what it is. Oh, you
We're
got to
just
see
going
the
to say
show.
Sherry.
Yes, Sherry. Look, Sherry Gay. Look,
Yeah.
her
Right.
maiden name.
Exactly.
So, thank y'all for the opportunities that y'all providing for women because women
Yes.
are somehow leading these past few years, and we truly thankful for that.
Right.
But we're going to move on and shout out to our sponsor of this show. It is State Farm Agency. Tammy Dean is the owner. The business number is 8586 738 6385. You can go to our website, tammydeaninsurance.com. If you want, like she put up here, we want to provide you with amazing services. It is at 48836 Mario Blank. It's in Macomb, Michigan, 48044. You can check out our pages right now. It's on this same information is on our social media pages because we do support our sponsors who sponsor our show. So make sure you check her out. She actually insured 2 of my cars. And she also has my rental insurance, and she's good at what she do. She get you the best deal. She's trying to talk me into life insurance to get an extra policy, but she's definitely for the people and making sure that you're not being overpaid, you're not overpaying for your car insurance and your homeowner's insurance, your life insurance. So please check out. Shout out to our sponsor.
It's always good to have a good insurance agent, someone that you
Yeah.
call on and making sure that you get the great rates and, and keeping up with the industry of knowing what's
Yes,
changing
she's
to make
honest.
what's
She's
changing
honest.
and what's going to make your, policies increase or decrease.
Oh yeah. And she's a
So it's
elite
always
woman.
good to
She's a
stay.
elite woman.
That's
I hate to
right.
say
That's
it.
right.
So who else we
Yes.
want to shout out?
We want to shout out and mention currently right now Escape Wellness Spa. Escape Wellness Spa, they bring the spa services to you. The Swedish massage, deep tissue, lymphatic massage, mini facials, and you can visit their website at www.escapewellnessspa.com or you can call to set up your appointment at 734-215-7421. And once again, that's Escape Wellness Spa. Contact them. We all need massages. We all need to feel relaxed and rejuvenated.
Yes,
With
I
all
have got
this
her
all the
services.
stress and tension that's
Girl,
going
I got
on.
her services.
Yes.
She is phenomenal. She come to your home. She put you in a beautiful environment. With she tell you cut all the lights out. She light her candles. She plays spiritual music. She's definitely
I will be
excellent.
calling her today.
Yeah, you gonna
After
love her.
after the show today,
Yes.
I will be calling her, setting up my appointment for this week.
Yeah, she come to your home. She's very clean. She pull out
Yes.
her sheets in plastic. She
Mm-hmm.
wear a mask the whole time. She have her gloves on. She's very sanitized. She do everything. She's my monthly masseuse. I get her
Yes.
once a month because I need it, and I'm in my environment. I'm
Exactly.
in my
Right.
environment.
Exactly. Well,
But
I'll definitely be getting one.
yeah,
Like
you're gonna love her.
like this week.
Oh
Okay. If
yeah.
she's available this week, I'll be
Oh,
getting
you
one.
catch her,
Get
catch
one
her.
for my mom, get one for my husband. You never know.
Yes. Yep. The
Keep it
relax
moving.
them to keep it look to get their
Right.
mind right.
Yeah, I have to because that keeps the tension down around in the
Yeah.
household, right?
So much tension. It is. It's so much
Yes.
tension. But I
Yes.
know we're gonna have a who we got on the show. I know it's since
Oh,
you bringing the new
yes.
president. Tell us a little
Yes.
something
We
about
have
her.
Tanisha Wilson coming
Mm-hmm.
on the show, okay?
Yes.
Tanisha Wilson is the owner of Cosmopolitan Real Estate.
Mm-hmm.
Also, okay, she's the owner of Cosmopolitan Real Estate. She's the broker over there. She is currently the new elected president for
Mm-hmm.
Greater Detroit Realtors Association, which is the
Okay.
local board for the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. That was a position I filled last year, but
Uh-huh.
now she's filling those big shoes to make
Yes.
sure that she continues to do the work in the community. And her goal as the president is making sure that she fight democracy in housing
Mm-hmm.
and making sure that she are serving the underserved communities that can't get housing. So she's also accredited and certified housing counselor
Okay.
for NID. That's the
Mm-hmm.
National Investment Division, which is an affiliate of NARAP as well. And
Yeah.
so what they do
Mm.
is making sure that they do credit counseling, and it's a free service.
Okay.
So anyone who don't have their credit together, NID is who you could go to for credit counseling and making sure that you get your credit where it needs to be at to be able to make those purchases. So Tanisha Wilson does a whole lot of different things in the real estate
I can't
industry
wait
as
to have a
well.
conversation with her.
And,
Mm-hmm.
she's going to be talking about the upcoming events that we're putting on for the organization. Have a
Yes.
lot of different things going on throughout the whole year. But we have one special week, which is called Realtors Week. I'm not going to give all the goodies away. I'm going to let her talk about it
Please.
because it's going to be an exciting event the whole week of next week. As a matter of fact, today's Saturday, right?
Yes.
So, yes, it starts off tomorrow.
All right.
Sunday. So
Okay.
the event start off Sunday and
All
go
right.
all the way through next Saturday. And
Okay.
Tanisha will be talking about that, and then she'll give you a little bit more about who she is as an individual broker owner over at Cosmopolitan Real Estate,
Wonderful.
and how she handles her NID services for credit counseling.
We need
Yes,
that. We need
definitely. We definitely need that
We
because
need that.
you just have to not be afraid to take that step. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like baby steps, and you have to take them.
You do.
And if you don't take them, you would never get to where you got to get to as far as home ownership. And we all know home ownership creates wealth.
It does.
You
It
know,
does. Security too.
Security,
Mm-hmm.
definitely, and millennials especially.
Oh,
Millennials
yes,
especially, we got to
yes.
make sure that they're out buying homes and not cars.
Yeah. That's what-
Okay,
you can't live in your car.
can't live in the car,
Oh, I
can't, and
just
can't
never
and can't continue to
understood
stay
that.
at home with mama. So
Yes.
and the interest rates are very low right now too. So they
Uh-huh.
need to make sure they get
Oh
to
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I'm excited. I can't wait to have a conversation.
I can't
with her.
either.
I can't wait. We also
Yes,
gonna have Councilman Roy Mcallister Jr. of the second district. I'm so excited to see him. District
yes,
number 2 because he works so well in the community. And we also gonna have the new Wayne County Sheriff Raphael Washington. I'm excited to talk with him because that's some shoes to fill there.
yes,
R.I.P.
yes,
Rest in peace to Benny Napoleon,
yes.
who held that job tremendously well. and had passed due to COVID. So, that is something we're going to talk about down the line too. Stay healthy, people, practice social distancing. It's not over. It's not over. But while we take a break, we're going to some commercial breaks, and we'll be right back with you.
All right.
All righty.
My name is Charles Hicks, and I'm the POMAR, which is the president of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
And I'm Emmanuel Idowu, member of the Health Committee, Kappa Alpha Psi, Detroit Alumni Chapter.
On behalf of Wayne County and Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, we ask that you continue to wash your hands frequently.
Stay away from large crowds.
And get tested for COVID.
And practice social distancing.
Wear your mask.
Together we can stop the spread of COVID.
From the office of Wayne County Executive Warren C. Evans and RBI Events.
My name is Rufus Bartell from the Independent Business Association. On behalf of Wayne County and the Independent Business Association, we want to encourage you to continue your social distancing. Stay 6 feet apart. Avoid large gatherings. And above all, wear your mask. Together, we can defeat and stop the spread of COVID-19.
This public service announcement is from the office of Wayne County Executive Warren C. Evans and RBI Events. Park, walk, shop, dine, and explore Livernois. Stop by this beautiful historic neighborhood located on Detroit's northwest side of the city from 6 Mile to 8 Mile. Great retail showrooms, wonderful hair salons and spas, our famous barber shops and nail studios, delightful coffee shops, and wonderful new restaurants. If you are an art lover, we have that too. Park, walk, shop, dine, and explore Livernois, powered by the Independent Business Association of Livernois. Park, walk, shop, dine, and explore Livernois.
Yes, we are back, I see. Look, Carol has made it. Come on, girl, strong women lead. We just bragged on you.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Look, we just bragged on you. We getting situated. Look, we letting our beautiful co-host Carol Weaver know what's going on,
Yes.
so she can come in and join the conversations that's going to be coming up. But I'm going to have Miranda announce our girl, Keisha.
Yes, that's our celebrity and entertainment news that's going to be brought to you by Akeisha Baker. Can we get our Akeisha Baker, please?
Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Akeisha, bringing you Girls Chat along with Carol Dorsey, Carol Weaver, and Miranda. Yes, your girl is up in the building, man, bringing you that celeb juice, okay? And, man, you know, we ain't gonna cover a lot of celeb juice right now because right now my heart is just real heavy, very heavy. I still cannot believe I am in disbelief. I am shocked. The person that I was crazy about that I would have loved to meet in the industry world, DMX. I would like to say RIP to DMX. Yesterday he passed away, and it's just very sad. You know, I'm like lost for words. I couldn't believe it when I got the news that he was rushed to the hospital due to him having a heart attack, and according to sources, him, you know, overdosing. It was just like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I was just in a state of shock. And then, you know, people are something else. People got to posting all that false news saying he had passed away the day before yesterday, and just all this crazy stuff. I just don't understand. Why do people like putting death on someone, like trying to hurry up and rush their time? Let me tell you something. Man, the sources that had threw that information out there before, you know, it was released, and he was still alive from my understanding. Man, go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia, man, and Wikipedia and TMZ, man, are the number one sources. If TMZ reports somebody passed away, you best believe soon as you go to Google and Google Wikipedia that person's name, it's gonna pop up the day they passed. I mean, it's like they just have an automatic button or something just sitting right there. I'm a Wikipedia person and I go by Wikipedia, so go by Wikipedia. But I just want to say this, man. I'll never forget when I was working for Hot 107.5. I heard DMS voice. I had got all the way home. I had just got off work. And I was leaving downtown Detroit, heading home, which was Southfield, Michigan at the time. And when I got to Southfield, Michigan, and I heard DMS voice, I turned back around and I flew up that Lodge Freeway to go meet DMS. When I got there, it was a recording. At the time, Kamal had interviewed him. And when I spoke to Kamal, I asked Kamal, I said, Kamal, why you ain't tell me that DMS was coming up here? He said, man, he came up here like a month ago. I said, a month ago? You ain't say nothing? He said, yeah, man. I say, man, I just got to say, I would have loved to meet him, man. And RIP to him. My prayers and everything goes out to his ex-wife, his future wife and kids. And, man, it's just unbelievable. And on another note, let's talk about the movie world real quick. I only got a few more seconds, Let's cover about Bad Trip. Make sure you go check out Bad Trip at the movie theater. It's a comedy/drama show. So go check that out if you're trying to go look for a movie. Bad Trip, y'all must see. But I'm your girl, Akeisha. Make sure you catch me next Saturday, same place, same time. Girls Chat with Carol Dorsey, Carol Weaver, and Miranda. And plus, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Akeisha Baker. That is IKEISHABAKER. You be safe out there.
All right. That was Keisha Baker, our girl that's giving us the entertainment news.
All right.
And definitely, DMX, I grew up off him. He's our age,
Yes.
DMX was 50 years old, but that too is a good conversation because
Yes.
he had OD'd and had a heart attack.
Yeah.
And, addiction is real.
It
It
is
y'all.
is real.
Addiction is real. I grew up off his music. His music was very inspirational. It taught you a lot. He believed in, he loved his grandmother. That's who raised him. He grew up in the projects, and his music always gave messages. He left behind 15 kids.
Ooh.
My God,
15?
boy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
15 kids. He married once and was about to marry again, but addiction is real, y'all. If y'all have a drug problem, please, if you see a family member, because some people can't accept the fact they have an issue.
Well, they
So-
say now drug addiction is going up because of COVID, right?
Yeah,
People being depressed, being
Yes.
at home, being away from loved ones.
Yeah.
So,
So what they doing? They just, and
Mm-hmm.
then, job loss, people that have been on their jobs for 30 and 40 years,
yes.
had to force to retire. And, some people love to work than to be at home. So it's a lot of depression is going on now, definitely. And not just here, but nationwide. And you are correct. So, when you get to that topic there and we talking about COVID-19, I had my shot this morning.
Ooh,
All
wow.
right.
This
Number
is
two
second,
in the
yeah,
bag.
number two. Look,
Okay,
number two.
all
So,
right,
Carol, I'm your
okay.
guinea pig.
Okay.
Yes. yes. Well, my husband had his yesterday. His
Yeah.
second shot yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
So he
All
got
right.
my sister got her first shot this morning.
Okay.
Oh,
All
wow.
right. It's
Yes.
working that way. We're
Okay.
going to get Carol there.
We're gonna get me there one day,
Ah.
someday.
But you know what? It was when actually on the news, it's just not us, and I'm glad it's in every circle. But they talk about, people have doubts. You have everybody in
Absolutely.
your circle. So, it's Carol Weaver.
Yes.
Y'all, it's Carol Weaver.
Well, you know what? I
Yeah.
have many friends and some family who have taken the shot, taken the
Okay.
vaccine, and then I have some who are like, we're just not ready. So I said I would take it. My daughter's a senior in high school. She's going away to college, and so I told her that we'll take it together.
All right.
But I'm still not comfortable. I hear the science, but then I'm just one of those that's just not comfortable yet.
Okay.
That's not to say that I
Well,
won't,
know what?
but
I
not
could bring,
yet.
I could
Not
probably
yet.
bring some controversy here because know what I said when it came to that decision making for me, I was feeling just like you, and so I thought about it. I prayed to my Lord and asked Him for guidance. And know what I said? I said a lot of people take drugs, they drink, they smoke weed,
Yeah.
they pop pills. So why can't I take the shot?
Okay.
So that was my motivation because I was with
Yes.
Carol.
Yeah.
And I was talking about it
Girl.
at the
Yeah.
14th district. I was like, girl, I'm gonna wait till the end. I'm gonna see what happened. But I said, know what? If people can drink freely and smoke cigarettes, that kills you. And
Yes.
just say it
Yes.
on the box. And drinking that messes with your liver.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it does.
And weed does help with cancer, though. I can
Okay.
say that. And there's other drugs out here that we indulge in that we shouldn't. And I said, why can't I take the shot?
Okay.
Yeah.
All
You're
right.
right.
So that was my decision.
Okay, I hear you. All
I
right.
was
Look,
thinking
when
to-
I take it, we're gonna throw a party.
Yeah, to a party. Yeah, so I took it. I mean, yeah, it was. Yeah, I know
Is your
my arm
arm
gonna be
sore?
so. It hasn't started. Usually start the second day.
Okay.
So it hasn't started yet, but that was my side effect. My arm was killing me for 3 days.
Now, which
Okay.
one did you take again?
The visor.
The visor. Okay.
That's the one they guaranteed is protective against the new variant that came out too.
The
So,
variant.
variant.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
governor's pushing right now for more Johnson and Johnson to come
That's
to
for the younger
Michigan, for
generation too.
Michigan because of the rates are being so high.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
And so right now, she's even had the conversation with the president of the United States, Mr. Biden,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
President Biden, and his conversation has been very, delightful. But once again, they have to look at all the states with
Yeah.
what's going
Yes.
on, not just Michigan.
Mhm.
So of course, just because she's making that call in for the request,
Mm-hmm.
they know she's on the radar, but they have to make sure they, issue it out in the variances that is supposed to be
Yeah.
issued out
And know what
first
too? We can't have
because
another
everyone is
shutdown.
at a shortage.
Yeah,
Right,
we
I know.
can't have
know,
a
I know.
shutdown, y'all.
Yes.
That's
Well,
the
people
thing.
need to wear the mask
They
and
do.
socially
Well,
distance.
They
well,
do.
her new ordinance, well, she didn't really put out a new ordinance.
No.
She
She
just
really
said
just gave suggestions
yes.
and
Yes.
I think she
asks.
don't want to put herself in that position no more.
No,
either.
she's
'Cause
just
she
asking.
tried.
Because we
she's-
have the highest
But she
rates
has
in the
done an
country.
awesome
Yes.
job, though.
And a lot of, the other
Yeah.
She
states
done
are
an
open.
excellent job. But I understand how she feel, and a lot of people I was looking at on my social media, they was saying, "Know what, Gretchen backing out. She did. She
Right.
tried to save us. She
Mhm.
tried to keep us quarantined for the best of our ability and come out with needed. She limit everything, but y'all fought. The Republicans did fight. Was suing
Yes.
her, putting on her. And know what? I don't blame her. Like now, she giving suggestions only.
Okay.
Because right now we can't have a third shutdown.
Mhm.
And that's
No,
just
we can't.
No, we
honest.
can't.
We can't.
Okay. It
And I
makes
think the
businesses
people are
and everything
tired now.
suffer. Yes.
They're tired.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why these kids are going out and they're hanging out
Party.
and partying. And, I
Yeah.
just tell my daughter, a mask. I mean, she has masks. We have masks everywhere. Look, I put them in her car.
Yeah.
Okay, Jamie, before you get out the car, don't forget, put on your mask.
Yes. I told when I left out, I had my
Mhm.
mask on. She was somehow, yeah, just shot. Now, they said within real 14 days, you can go around others without your mask that
I wouldn't
also
do that.
has. But I'm not. I told her I'm waiting till
Mm-mm.
2022, possibly
I know that's right.
2023. I told her
I would
possibly
still keep my
2020.
mask on,
Yeah.
even though if I had the shots, because the
Mhm.
thing is that you still can catch COVID.
Right.
Is what I've been told.
Yes.
You still can catch COVID, but you will not have the life threatening illnesses and issues, that many has had.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, just like the flu. Like
Yeah.
the flu, people still catch the flu, but it's not the deadly level. And you get you sick and you can heal yourself or you take the flu shots if it's something, if you have your immune system. I know my immune system is real strong. So, but I
Yes.
don't want to. I said in possible 2023, and they was laughing when I was there. I said, well, I'm thinking about 2023. She told me that's almost 2 years. I said, possible
Uh-huh.
2023. It's just we have to get it under control, and I understand the situation, and I just hope the listeners and everyone that's watching, protect, your kids.
Mask
They
up.
want to come out, man,
Get
but
your shots.
come on now.
But
Wash your
we have to let our
hands.
kids know they have
Yes.
to, like you said, wear the mask, wash your
Yes.
hands, socially distance. It's
Right.
so important. I'm telling you, when my daughter, we just traveled abroad recently, we on the beach and in the resort with our mask on.
Yes. And
Hmm.
you're supposed to still.
Right, right.
You're
You're
still
It's
supposed
so
supposed to.
important.
Yes.
So important.
You're
Mhm.
supposed to.
I
That's
went
not
to
right.
I went to St. Thomas and I had on my mask
See there?
except for when I went and laid on the beach by myself with me and my
Right.
girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we took our mask off when we were
Mhm.
just by ourselves. But
Mhm.
other than that, we kept on our mask,
Right.
except for eating dinner and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole time.
yeah, you have to. When I was
Hmm.
in New Orleans too, I had my mask on the whole time, unless we went to dinner and ate out. And it's just, I think I put a post up on my page that it said, protect your life like you would you with your life.
Yeah.
Protect it with all your might. Like your death. Your death is on the string with you.
Hmm.
People have to value their lives more, and these pleasurable things that are offered to us. I
Yes.
think that's what happens. We take pleasure too serious, and not look at life itself and how valuable you treat that. So how you
Right.
feel about that? I mean, I value my life. So valuing my life, I stayed in the first 6 months, and
Okay.
Pam was going to the store.
Ah,
Pam was-
you
I
say
said my
Pam.
brother,
Okay.
wife, Pam. She
Yes.
tuned in.
Okay.
Pam went to the store. I said, let her kill over. Let her kill over out there. I didn't go to the store. She went. She was our store runner. I would give her my list, cash help her the money, and she'll buy the stuff. She'll sit it in front of my door. And
Okay.
yeah, she'll sit in front of my door.
Mm.
I didn't leave my home for 6 months straight.
Oh wow.
Well, let me tell you, I'm one. I take a lot of vitamins. I work
Mm-hmm.
out. I eat healthy. So I was out. I was going to the store. Um, my living room was my gym. I work for Detroit Public Schools, so I distributed PPE,
Yeah.
books,
So that's why I
technology.
value my
Wherever
life.
they needed
Yes.
me, I said,
Hmm.
"Hey, I'm the
But you
person."
was for
So
helping though.
yes, I
You was
was.
helping
Yes,
the
I was.
frontliners, getting out there, getting their PPE. And I'm
Yes,
saying people should
Yes.
be like me. They should have valued their lives
yes,
and
yes,
stayed inside.
Yeah,
yes,
like you,
yes.
huh?
I said-
Well, I
so
can't say
yeah.
the same. I was just like you, Carol Weaver. I was
Uh,
out, I was doing the grocery shopping. I
Yes,
was
yes.
going to get the herbs and the vitamins and everything that needs to be
yeah, I
gotten.
stayed with
I
that though.
worked out the
Yeah.
whole time, and I had COVID. I
Oh,
had
right. No,
COVID at
that's
the
right.
time
That's
and
right.
didn't know
Oh,
I had
wow.
it really,
Okay.
except for as I
Okay.
lost my taste and my smell.
Oh yeah, that
So I
was the
had the
sign.
sinuses. I had the sinus issues,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
but I have sinuses all year round pretty much now as I've gotten older. So it just didn't really phase me too much at all, except for when I lost my taste and smell, and then I started having these real bad headaches. But I still kept moving. I knew that I was not sleepy when it was making me sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just woke up and I'm sitting down. I'm falling asleep again. I'm like, no, I can't be sleepy. So I get up and I move. I started riding the bikes. I started doing my weights. I would do anything to keep myself occupied, cook, clean, grocery stores, whatever it needs
Mm.
to be done. I went out and did it. But then of course, when it finally kicked in, my husband and I went and took our test to see if we had COVID, and we both had it. So then,
Mm-mm.
of course, kind of like, I had some friends that really stepped in, for us, the community, they just stepped in and started bringing food and waters and stuff and dropping it off at the house and at the back door and stuff like
Okay.
that. So I had a lot of great friends that stepped in, that did
They
those
helped,
things.
that worked you
Yes,
out. Yeah,
exactly.
y'all
Right.
have a real big, huge following, and definitely a whole bunch of supporters. Because I'm
Yes.
one of them. And
Yes.
Carol, what
Thank
you
you,
did?
Carol.
Yeah, I'm one of them. What you did, Carol?
Uh,
When through all this, like your parents, did you have to shop for your parents?
um, I did at first, and then they put on a mask and they went out grocery shopping. But we are,
Hmm.
let me tell you, when I say face shields, masks, gloves, I mean, we have it all, and we
Okay.
wear it, and we wear it.
So it was good with
So
your inner circle outside of helping. Your parents were safe.
and my
Then,
parents
and
will say,
how was your mother?
My mom, she was safe too. She hasn't had COVID at all. She was going to get her shot today, but she didn't feel well, so
Mm.
she didn't go get it. Her
Okay.
back was bothering her really bad, so
Okay.
she didn't go get it. So once she's feeling better, I'm sure she'll go back and get it. Now my daughter went and got her shot last week.
Mm-hmm.
She did go
okay.
get her first shot last week. So I'm the only one who has not gotten a shot yet, and my mom. So,
Yeah.
you know, I will eventually get my shot as
So you a
well.
part of the
Um,
Carol Weaver tribe, huh? Wait, so you a part of the
well,
Carol Weaver
well,
ride? All
I put
right,
it like
we'll
this.
see.
I do have the antibodies, right? I
Yeah,
still have the
yeah.
antibodies. So it's like I know that we still have a shortage on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still protected from COVID right now, so
Oh,
I know
good.
there's somebody else who needs the shot more than I may need it right
Okay.
now.
Okay,
So
that's
I'm kind of
understandable.
like looking at it like that. See, I'm a caring person. I like to
Oh,
look out for
okay.
other people.
Okay, all
Oh,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
well, Carol said it that way.
Yeah, I'm a caring
Look,
person.
look, say
I
it
do.
that way. Said it better. But yes, I'm happy that we are. You know, before we still got some minutes before another commercial drop and mention our sponsor. But, you know, how do y'all, because let's get on a national level, how do y'all feel about and I've been watching his trial to the enemy. The trial
Floyd.
situation, Floyd. His trial, because since I was out of town for them 5 days, I didn't pay attention to it. But last night, it looks like it's more in our favor. But you know, I'm asking you first, Carol, how you feel about the Floyd trial and what you think the turnout gonna be?
I don't know what the turnout is going to be, but he is guilty.
As sin,
He is guilty.
as
And
sin,
he needs
Yes.
all
guilty as
day
sin.
and all night in
Yes.
prison. He never needs to get out. That's just me.
Exactly.
That's just me.
Yeah,
Oh,
I feel the same way, Carol. And I don't really watch TV at all.
mhm.
And just so happened, I was able to see a clip of I guess the police chief.
I love
He
Tez.
said his comments was like, we do not condone this type of behavior.
That's right.
He said it was irresponsible, that we never practice that in our saying
Ever.
in our office.
Mhm,
This
mhm.
is nothing that we do. And he was really dead on point. But then when you had somebody else to come up and say he was trained to do what he did,
Oh my
no,
God.
that was death.
Right.
Because you stayed down on somebody's neck for over 9 minutes,
Yeah,
and somebody's still squirming and screaming for help.
that was said when he
You know,
called his
and the
mother
thing
name
is
out.
that
I watched the video.
he should get the death penalty.
He
Yeah,
should.
yeah,
He should
should.
get the death penalty if you
Because
ask
he
me.
actually didn't care.
He did not care
Mhm.
at all.
Mm-mm.
That's right.
So I am looking forward to him getting the death penalty or whatever he has coming to him, life in prison,
Yes.
whatever it is. But
But
he
you
needs to
know,
suffer
his
in some kind of
charges
he needs to
only
suffer
total
in
up
some
to
kind
40
of
years,
way
ladies.
as well.
His charges only
Wow.
total up to 40. All three charges. They have to convict him on all three. And then you
Well,
know
guess
when you
what?
do
He
your
he would be
sentencing,
old enough when he get
I
out. He
don't
won't
think
be
they're
able to
gonna
see
I
his
don't think
family.
he's gonna
Right.
get the 40.
He's
I don't
gonna.
believe so either.
Well,
That's the
he needs
most
to get
that
he
can
needs
get.
to get 40 or more.
He needs to get life.
Yes,
Life. His wife
exactly.
left him, what, 2 days after?
Right,
She
Right.
exactly.
divorced him.
He's disrupted the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
He has. He has.
He has
Yes,
disrupted
that's
the
right.
whole
That's
world.
correct.
That George Floyd incident disrupted the whole world. It wasn't just one family; it was the world.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
Okay.
it was. It
Yeah.
was. It was strictly
Yeah.
that.
So
That was
I'm
a sad
definitely it's
situation.
very sad, and I'm definitely looking for a justice to be served.
Me too. I mean, on my part, I always, everybody always came to me because I'm the person that's outside looking in. I don't believe in, well, loyalty, I'd rather die for that. But when it comes to situations, you look at the evidence. I believe in that.
Hmm.
And the video is all I need.
Right.
I don't think it
Right.
should have even been a trial.
Right.
And it shouldn't even been a trial. The video.
Right.
Yeah, the video. The
Mhm.
video do its
Exactly.
thing.
Right.
The video, that's crazy to me, crazy. But we are going to go into our commercials again. But before our commercials, I want to bring up again. No, Carol Weaver, talk about escape. It's your turn. No, bring up escape. Bring up our escape and let us know what's happening with her.
Okay. Escape Wellness Spa. They bring the spa service to you. Oh, Lord. Her massages are amazing. Amazing. You do not have to go out. For those who don't want to go out,
Mm-hmm.
you can bring the spa experience to your house. They offer sweetest massage, deep tissue massage. That's me all day long. Lymphatic massage, mini facials. All you have to do is visit their website, www.escapewellnessspa.com. Again, www.wellnessescapespa.com. Or you can call to set up appointment at 734 215 7421. Again, to set up your appointment, 734 215 7421. 621.
All right.
All right.
With that being
Well,
said,
I can't wait for that massage. I'm
yes.
calling her, guys.
Yes.
I'm calling her.
Thank you to
Forget
our
about it.
sponsors. Again, thank you for our sponsor, which is
Yes.
State Farm Agency, Tammy Dean, the owner. Visit her website at tammydeaninsurance.com. Of course, I got all my insurance with her, both my cars as well as my renter's insurance. She's talking me into life insurance. She gives the best discount. She's honest. You can always call her. She's going to give you the quote that you need. So I'm real, truly, honestly excited about her and everything that she has done and how she's helping our communities and giving the service. Again, her location, it doesn't matter where she is. Her address is 48836 Romeo Blank in Macomb, Michigan, 48044. And again, look, how much life insurance do you need? Ask Tammy.
You say ask Tammy.
Like ask Tammy. So make
Yes.
sure you check her out. Again, this information is on all our social media pages because we do take care of our sponsors that take care of us, and we make sure that we promote the right information on their behalf. So right now, we're going to go into some commercials. Then we will be back.
Okay.
All right.
My name is Rufus Bartell from the Independent Business Association. On behalf of Wayne County and the Independent Business Association, we want to encourage you to continue your social distancing. Stay 6 feet apart. Avoid large gatherings. And above all, wear your mask. Together, we can defeat and stop the spread of COVID-19.
This public service announcement is from the office of Wayne County Executive Warren C. Evans and RBI Events. Park, walk, shop, dine, and explore Livernois. Stop by this beautiful historic neighborhood located on Detroit's northwest side of the city from 6 Mile to 8 Mile. Great retail showrooms, wonderful hair salons and spas, our famous barber shops and nail studios, delightful coffee shops, and wonderful new restaurants. If you are an art lover, we have that too. Park, walk, shop, dine, and explore Livernois, powered by the Independent Business Association of Livernois. Park, walk, shop, dine, and explore Livernois.
All right. We are back. And I'm giving the honors to Miranda to introduce our first guest.
Yes, our first guest will be Tanisha Wilson. And Madam Tanisha Wilson, she is our president of the Greater Detroit Realtors Association, who is serving the term for 2021 through 2022. She is the broker owner of Cosmopolitan Real Estate Services, LLC, from 2013 to present. She is the broker partner of Rockefeller Management, LLC, from 2007 to present. She is also a precinct delegate for Michigan Democratic Party 2016 through present.
All right.
She's the vice president, previous vice president for Greater Detroit Realtors Association during my term of president. She is the parliamentarian of GDRA in 2018 and 2019. She is also the chair of 2018-2019, the Veteran Homebuyer Summit. She's also a veteran herself. Just to mention that, Gidra is the local board of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. She's also the captain of the Detroit NatPac 1947, the NARAB Political Action Committee for 2020, and the director of Detroit Association of Realtors of 2020. Tanisha does a whole lot of things in the community as well as in the real estate realm. So I'd like to hear a little bit more from Tanisha really quick. First of all, Tanisha, what has led you to be such a strong leader in the community?
Thank you, Miranda. And thank you, Carol and Kim. It's nice to meet you and
Carol
be
and
here.
Carol. It's two
Carol and
Carols over here.
Carol.
Two
Oh,
Carols over
blessings.
there.
That is
Yes.
awesome. Double the power.
Yes.
So I've always been a leader, starting being the oldest child. And I've
Mhm.
always been involved in everything. My mom was a union member and very active, and my father was a business owner. Grandfather was a veteran. So it's just in my blood to be in real estate and be involved in the community. And I thank you for inviting me here so that I can share the good news about all the activities we got going on next week. Next week
Awesome.
is Fair Housing Week. Fair Housing Month and Realtors Week. And we have lots of activities I want to share with everybody.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Great. Awesome. So, Tanisha, just to start off, you are the president of the Greater Detroit Realtors Association. Can you tell me a little bit about the Greater Detroit Realtors Association and what year they were founded and what the cause for the foundation being?
Yes, ma'am. I'll be happy to share that with you. The Greater Detroit Realtors Association is one of 80 local chapters of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, and it was formed back in 1947 when we were not allowed to be realtors, when we were not allowed to buy or sell or practice real estate. So our organization came to with a matter of 12 people across the country, and 4 of them were from Detroit. And what they did was form this organization which span off of the Negro Business League, like many other organizations, so that we can promote democracy in housing. So we can monitor the legislation and hold banks accountable, and to make it so that real estate people who are Black and of minority can sell to their community. And so we've been championing those rights since 1947. But now that it's popular to listen to Blacks and we're at the table, we're getting a lot of sponsorship, we're getting a lot of activity, and a lot more people are in tune to what's going on. When we've been fighting this fight for so long, it was on deaf ears, but now we're not on the menu, we're at the table.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's what
Yes,
we've been fighting
awesome.
for.
Yes,
for.
yes.
And you want to touch a little bit about the events that you have coming up, which is Realtors Week. Realtors Week, it's almost like Christmas for NARAB, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it comes once a year, but it's a celebration, correct?
Exactly. It's
a
all week long.
All week long throughout the United States. Everybody is putting on the same events.
Okay. Oh.
So,
Okay.
I just want to step back a little bit. So I'm the National Real Estate Realtors Week chair.
Okay.
Okay,
great.
so I know a whole lot about it. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
I've served 2 years as the Realtors chair for the Realtors Week.
Okay.
For this whole full events that's going on. So Tanisha, she's always on the calls, making sure she gets all the great information that I'm giving. But of course, she has me right here to give her that information too whenever she needs it. But I want
Yes.
her to discuss a little bit about her schedule of programming
Yeah, what
that she
starts
has
tomorrow?
going on and how individuals could be a part of these events.
Yes. Now, before I get long-winded, I want to give you our website, okay? Because
Okay.
everything is listed there, and I know you won't memorize it. But www.greaterdetroitrealtors.com. That's GreaterDetroitRealtist.com.
Realtors.
Realtors.com. We use that phrase because they would not allow us to say realtors. Now, of course, we've integrated with the other organizations, and we are realtors as well as realtists, but there is a difference. So because we're
And
celebrating...
that was in 1947 when we couldn't be called Realtors. And we
Right.
had to name ourselves Realtors.
And it wasn't until 1968 that they passed the Fair Housing Act, and that's what we're celebrating this month. So Realtors Week always is during Fair Housing Month because we were very active in having that, as well as the Civil Rights Act of 1964. They were combined, and so it makes it discriminatory practice illegal. They're not supposed to discriminate against protected classes.
Yes.
So we have to enforce that. So this week, starting out Sunday, we're going to have worship together at Plymouth United Church
Okay.
with Nicholas Hood. We've had several interviews with him already that have been airing, are still airing. He's very popular. So he has a YouTube following, and his congregation is on Facebook Live, and so we'll all be sitting in on that. We're very gracious that he's allowed us to help get the word out and share the great news of homeownership and its availability.
Yes.
So on Monday, we have 2 events. At noon, we have a membership drive at my office, but at 6 p.m., we have a town hall via Zoom. And again, this is on our website, including the meeting links for Zoom call.
We're going
And
to put this on our social media pages to make sure
excellent,
everybody.
excellent. I'd be happy to share a flyer with you so that you'll
Yes,
have all of those
please,
details.
please.
On that Zoom call, we're going to have a panel of Deidre lenders. and they're going to be asked question and answers in a game show format. Kind of reminds me of the dating game. It's the lending game, where the panelists will try to show the audience why they should be the lender that they should use and why they would be the perfect match either for themselves or for their client. So the moderator is a comedian, Girrl, a local comedian, and he's
Okay.
going to ask the questions in a lighthearted manner so that you all can get to know our loan officers, get to know our lenders and what we offer, and network with the people who are in our
Yes.
industry and see that we have high caliber lenders,
Mhm.
lots of programs, down payment assistance, and everything that buyers are looking
Wonderful.
for today.
Yes.
Now, on Tuesday, that is the highlight of our week. We're having a fair housing luncheon at Detroit Pal.
Oh,
And
my
we will
favorite
be
place.
observing social distancing. We know
Yes.
that the governor has made it unfriendly to socialize, but we're going to do so carefully. We have our tables going to be spread out. We're serving lunch. We'll have a lot of speakers from the community who come to the microphone and give their recommitment and rededication to fair housing and also their commitment to increasing Black home ownership. There's just not enough of us that own homes anymore.
Yes.
We had
And that's
come.
Political Advocacy Day too, right?
Yes, it is because many of the guest speakers are politicians. You know, so we're working on lining up a long list of people who will just give a brief summary of what they're doing and how they're going to help us increase Black home ownership because that's our mission. Not only with Gidra, but NARAP is to increase Black and minority home ownership. So we're in tune to the different programs and the different things that our people need in our community to build a legacy of generational wealth, to pass on equity, to pass on home ownership. Can you imagine where you would be today if you never had to pay a mortgage payment or a rent payment? Can you imagine what you would have did with that money instead? What business you would have started? What student loans you'd have paid off? Or what insurance policy you would have accumulated if you were not paying a mortgage every month? Well, some of our counterparts been passed down houses from years and years, and they don't pay mortgages or rents every month. That's something that we're burdened with. And we need to understand the value of having that extra money in our budget and what we could do with it instead. Not buy shoes, but to own our home and to make sure our kids go to college, to make sure that our roof
Yes.
get fixed before it mess up the plaster.
Hello.
I know
Yes.
Carol Weaver have some questions for you because we all take a questions. We make sure we have good conversation.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, before we get
That's
to the
it.
questions, let
Go
me
ahead.
go on down and remind you of the other events going on. So Tuesday is the highlight from 12 to 3 at Detroit
12
Pal.
to 3. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Tuesday.
But that ticket also gets you into a wonderful networking experience on Wednesday. So Wednesday at 6 p.m., all of our sponsors, members, and guests will be at Good Times on Illinois in the upstairs private room. And you have to have that ticket from the fair housing to get in.
Okay.
We're going to serve food and we're going to have lighthearted conversation. We're going to raise money for our NatPAC 1947 Political Action Committee. And you'll get to know some of the people in our industry, get to know some of the exceptional industry experts that are a member of our organization face to face or socially distanced
Yes.
face to face and ask questions, exchange business card, and build your network of people who you want to network with.
Okay.
So that is for Wednesday. Now on Thursday and Saturday, we're having a community home buyers workshop. Thursday's orientation and Saturday is the workshop. This is where buyers will sit in on Zoom and hear a panel of industry experts talk about the home buying process from beginning to end.
Wonderful.
We'll have lenders, title companies, inspectors, all represented there to give the buyer firsthand knowledge of what to expect. And when you sit in on this home buyers workshop, one, you get to understand the process and you're not being pressured to buy anything. You get to understand the difference between an inspector and an appraisal. You get to ask questions and you also earn a certificate that qualifies you for down payment assistance and many other programs and resources that will allow you to have your home buying process smoother and more efficiently.
All right.
That's wonderful.
Awesome.
So
Excellent.
Friday y'all off because you skipped Friday.
I did skip Friday. We have some small individual things that we were not really advertising where we're going to help in the community.
Wonderful.
Exactly.
Wonderful. So that's good to hear. I'm excited that they have that type of organization here to help, especially people of color.
Yes.
And to show them how to do their
We
thing.
do this all year long, but Realtors Week is what we really publicize
Yeah, and so people
because
can
we're
get
helping
more
people
involved.
every day.
Yes.
Every day.
Thank you.
So this is so wonderful. I had never heard of the organization or known that this existed. Can you tell me who's all in your organization? Who's in
Yes,
it,
ma'am.
and how and who can be a member? How can you be a member?
Thank you for asking. That's a really good question. Our organization is a trade organization that's totally volunteer.
Mm.
The other boards that our real estate people participate in is mandated. So when someone opts to join an additional organization that serves the community, that sets them at a higher bar.
Mhm.
So we have 77 members right now, but we're growing.
Mm-hmm.
And most of our members are brokers. We also have agents. We have inspection people, appraisers, lenders, title companies, electricians, contractors, lead-based paint inspectors, and anyone involved in the real estate process or who is passionate about home ownership.
Mhm.
They are our members. And so it's a very small membership fee concerning the resources and relationships that you get in exchange for it. So we do have one very popular member. Our parliamentarian is Anthony Adams, and as you know, he was a guest here recently.
Yes,
He's running
yes.
for mayor. He's going to be speaking at our Fair Housing Luncheon. He's one of the high caliber members we have on our team.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
Excellent. Excellent.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yes.
Always through, of course, Miranda, she's helping me with my home. We're
Yes.
ready
Yes.
to start searching and getting it together and following the process. She's been excellent at doing that, and I see her expertise has brought a lot. She taught me a lot, but I was going to bring it. We was going to bring it to the table because at the end of the day, you do have to have some type of finances. But I'm
Mhm.
happy this week was created so people know what they need in order to
Yes.
purchase a home.
And we really
Yeah.
need to educate our people, especially in the city of Detroit, because we have so many renters. And I
Mhm.
tell people what you're paying in rent. Can you imagine what kind of house you could have
Mm-hmm.
if you
Yes.
just purchased?
In the 60s and 70s, Detroit had the highest number of black homeowners. And now we have the highest number of renters.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's just
Yes.
unconscionable.
It
We
is.
really need to make it another cultural aspiration to want to be a homeowner again and
Yes.
understand the equity and the power that comes along with it and the freedom of not having to pay a monthly payment.
Mhm.
Our people are not understanding and acting on it. Most of them are
Mhm.
just procrastinating. But what they really
Yes.
need to know is that there are professional, licensed, HUD certified consultants who are highly accredited, like Miranda and myself. We've been doing real estate for years. And we have a high sense of accountability. Many times when people have bad experiences because they're working with someone who's not licensed.
Mhm.
We've been doing this for years, and this is what we do every day. So ask your family or friends to refer you to a realtor who's a realtist.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. What is NID?
NID is NARAB's home investment division, neighborhood investment division. And so that HUD certification, that class, and that whole affiliation allows us to counsel for free. We counsel buyers to get their credit ready. We know our people don't wake up mortgage ready. We
Yeah.
have to counsel them. And sometimes it takes weeks and sometimes it takes months.
Yes.
Just like it might take you a minute to get the house ready to sell, it takes us a minute to get the buyers ready to buy. And so we
Yes.
do this monthly. And that's what's coming up this Saturday, the 17th. We
Okay.
do it every month, but this month is bigger because we have more speakers.
Wonderful.
But that will allow us to counsel them without any pressure of buying.
Yes,
Mhm.
that is
Yes.
wonderful. Well, you answered that question too. But what are your final words before you head on out that you want to give to? Because our listeners, we so happy. Our first show was
Thank you,
excellent.
Carol.
Thank you to all our supporters.
Yes. Thank
They've
you.
I
been
just want to
supporting
say my
us.
phone number in case they didn't get that
Yes.
website.
Mhm.
Call me, text me, 313-433-0544. And the website is www.greaterdetroitrealtist.com. We're always here 365, but this week coming up is very special.
Yes,
You
it
know, just
is.
repeat your information one
Mhm.
more time.
Yes.
Thank you again, Carol. This is Tanisha Wilson, president of the Greater Detroit Realtors Association. My phone number is 313-433-0544. And the website is www.greaterdetroitrealtist.com.
This will be on our social
Awesome.
media pages as well. Everyone, and definitely, I know we all want to be home owners instead of renters. So please enjoy this week. I see it's going to be very valuable.
Yes.
I hope you'll
It's going
join
to
us.
be, oh, of course. Of course,
Yes.
anything.
And you know what? If
Anything.
anybody wants to join the organization, you don't have to just be an agent or a broker. anyone could join the organization who understands the cause of fighting democracy and housing.
Passionate about
So if you
homeownership.
want to join, you can go to the website too, right, Tanisha?
Exactly. You can sign up right there on the website. You can see our
Yes.
calendar. You can see our member directory. You can
I went. I love
find
the
the
website.
realtors.
It's very informative.
Lots of
Yeah, I
announcements.
went to the website. It's well put together. Very
Everybody's phone
informative.
number and email is there, so you can interview a few realtors before you select one.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes. Choose
Exactly.
it there. Well, it was a
Awesome.
pleasure to
And
have
mine.
you here.
Yes.
Thank
And
you.
beautiful as always. Like we bring them in. We the divas at this table.
It's
It
awesome to
was
be here with
great
you
to
all.
have a conversation with you and to really express, the importance of ownership and what they have to
Yes.
do. Because I didn't even know. I learned it from Miranda though. But
She's doing her job.
a lot of people need to know. They actually, because when I talk to people, oh, nobody helped me. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I need to do to buy a house. But for you
Sometimes
to
people's
give this
parents were
information,
not homeowners, so they don't know.
Right.
yes,
But you got an auntie, you got an uncle, you got a neighbor who's a homeowner. Just ask them. They'd be more than
Yes.
happy to share with you
yes,
how some of the benefits of being a homeowner are subtle, but
yeah,
they are powerful.
Very powerful.
they are.
Well, thank you, Tanisha.
Thank
we
you,
really
Yes,
Miranda.
thank
appreciate
you.
you coming on the
It's
show,
my
and
pleasure.
it was an awesome conversation with you today.
Yeah.
Once
So,
again,
Carol?
Girl Chat.
Yeah, girl
Yeah.
chat. Anything you got to say, Carol, before she
I
out of
just
there?
want to say thank you for what you're doing to
Thank
help,
you.
and I hope we can educate more of our citizens in the city of Detroit to become homeowners.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank
Indeed.
you.
All right, so we're gonna go with another commercial right quick, and then we'll be right back with Roy Mcallister Jr. to
All
see
right.
what he got going on.
All right.
All righty.
Hi, my name is Gina R. Prince, and I'm so excited to share with you my third published book, In the Weight of Every Loss. In the Weight of Every Loss, I share revelation God gave me concerning the scripture, Hebrews 12:1, stripping off every unnecessary weight and the sin which so easily and cleverly entangles us. In the weight of every loss, I'm being completely transparent about my own struggles I endured in my personal walk. Serving in a leadership role as an ordained apostle, preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ is not always easy. So if you are called into leadership or are actively in a leadership role right now, In the Weight of Every Loss will expose the real work of the enemy. You will be encouraged to regain your strength again and return back to the will of God. In the Weight of Every Loss is for those in leadership struggling to maintain strength. It is for those who truly want to walk in truth and for those who are no longer willing to live in a lie anymore. Get in the weight of every loss.
My name is Rufus Bartell from the Independent Business Association. On behalf of Wayne County and the Independent Business Association, we want to encourage you to continue your social distancing. Stay 6 feet apart. Avoid large gatherings. And above all, wear your mask. Together, we can defeat and stop the spread of COVID-19.
This public service announcement is from the office of Wayne County Executive Warren C. Evans and RBI Events.
My name is Charles Hicks, and I'm the POMAR, which is the president of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
And I'm Emmanuel Dole, member of the Health Committee, Kappa Alpha Psi, Detroit Alumni Chapter.
On behalf of Wayne County and Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, we ask that you continue to wash your hands frequently
Stay away from large crowds
and get tested for COVID.
and practice social distancing.
Wear your mask.
Together, we can stop the spread of COVID.
From the office of Wayne County Executive Warren C. Evans and RBI Events.
We are back. We are back, and we're excited to have this young, handsome man in here, 25. Go ahead, Carol Weaver.
Okay, we're up next with City Councilman Roy Mcallister, District 2, my city councilman.
Yes.
Roy Mcallister, not only is he the city councilman, he's also a retired Detroit Police Department, from the Detroit Police Department homicide section, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you are also a retired Armyman.
Yes, ma'am.
And so tell me about that. Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me on. First and foremost, I always like to give honor to God, who's the head of my life, for allowing me to be here, and thank you so very much. Yes, retired from the Detroit Police Department. I used to be the commanding officer of Detroit Homicide Section.
Okay.
I'm also retired from the United States Army, and I read the five northern provinces of Iraq. And a province is like a county.
Hmm.
So collectively, when the rebuilding of Iraq, that is what I did over in Iraq. So it's like being an ambassador of a country.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we're going to get right into the questions. So this is your first term
Yes,
as
ma'am.
city councilman, District 2. As I said, he's my city council person. So tell me, what did you accomplish in your first term?
A number of things I accomplished. One of the things was when I was campaigning, there were some young men that I had encountered and or engaged with. And what had happened was those young men were returning citizens, and they really felt it wasn't really against me, but what they really felt was that the system had let them down. And one of the things that I said that I would accomplish was to make sure that the availability of job, employment, careers would be there. So that's one of the things that I've been working on for them to build so that apprenticeship and trades could be coming to Detroit and then start because a lot of times our young people or people have a problem of getting to the locations when they're in the suburbs. So now we are developing that as well as having them be able to have that advantage to go to a location as opposed to traveling way out. The other thing is the state fairgrounds. We all know once the state fairgrounds closed, it was like 9 years before anything happened. And what I did was I wanted to work on making sure that the state fairgrounds became viable again. Because what happened was that it was just there. And I worked with three different organizations. There was Mims Motors who wanted to come there and bring electronics there, and I mean actually that was my first month. I hadn't even the paper hadn't been even done, and I was working with them to work on having that. That did not fall through. I also worked with the Meta Expo group. They were trying to bring it in. I set up for investors, bankers to come there, and they did their presentation. And because of the finance, that did not come through. And so finally, I started talking to Mayor Duggan, and other people were coming to me and saying, well, "Look, we want to do this, we want to do this." And Mayor Duggan, what he wanted to do was he wanted to have it as a group, a large entity, as opposed to this, and that having it in. So work with them. Now, Amazon, I did not know because I was not involved with the backdoor dealing. But once I found out Amazon was coming forward, then what I wanted to do was make sure that the jobs came here. Now, one of the issues with that was about the guarantee of jobs. My thing was, let's get it in Detroit. Therefore, we'll have some say so with that.
Yes.
Development, that was another issue that I accomplished because everything was happening downtown and midtown.
Yes.
And we started bringing development into the city. We have the not only the state fairgrounds, but we also have the Livernois Avenue of Fashion. We have development in other areas. So those are some of the things that I wanted to do, as well as make sure that people was educated as far as what was going on. That's why I have several roundtables. I have actually meet just by myself 5 times a month, where most people only meet once. I have the business roundtable. What that does is it brings the businesses together. See, okay, how do we collectively look at some of the issues, those who are trying to come up? I have a community and presidents roundtable. And what that does is brings the communities together so we can be a strong collective. I have a millennial roundtable because we have to look at our young people
Yes.
and we have to bring them together with the old minds and the young minds coming together. I work on that. I have a mental health, and we
Yes.
have two
That's good.
discussions on that twice a month. And so these are the things. And one of the things I'm also working on is a faith base. And that's one of the issues that we need to be having because the faith base, people go to their clergy and say, I need this, I need this. Well, if we can bring everything together, then the objective is to help and assist people. Military and police, this is what I have done all my life. It's about serving people and helping people. And that's what I wanted to do. One of the things that I always say is that I martyred because I came in during the era of Coleman A. Young. And what Coleman Young did was helped a lot of people. What I wanted to do is do that extension of that, because one of the things when Mary Young left, everybody said, okay, now who would he go to? Where do we go?
Exactly.
What I want to do now is say, make people self-sustaining, because this is not about me. It's
Yes.
about people and their futures.
Yes.
And this is something that we have to do, because a lot of times people think, oh, I'm going to be here forever. No, you're not, because you're going to leave one way or the other. You're either going to leave by being voted out, you're going to leave by retiring, or God Almighty is going to call you. So one way but you have to plant those things in place to make sure that everybody has that advantage to be self-sustaining, know where to go. That's why one of the things I also do is I have my community members get on committees within the city of Detroit. So that way they'll be able to understand the process, because more likely it is a citywide. So those are the things that I have been doing, Ms. Weaver, and those are the things that I want to continue to do in my next term, because now we're bringing folks together. So now it's about, okay, now how do we branch out?
Okay, so so I know there's been some controversy around the Amazon site. So first of
ma'am.
all, I want to know, did we sell to Amazon the rest of the fairground?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Let me. What happened with that is, Amazon is only leasing the state fairgrounds. Hillswood out of Texas and Sterling Group out of Michigan are the actual owners of the state fairgrounds. Now, a lot of people say, well, you sold the state fairgrounds, but what I tell people is the state fairgrounds was owned by the state. It was not owned by the city of Detroit. Only portion of the state fairgrounds that was owned by the city was the transportation piece. So what the city did was, because it was in limbo for 9 years, the city purchased it and said, okay, we need to do something with this. We need to stop having this land just be here. So what they did was they sold it to Hillswood and Sterling Group for I think it's $6.2 million, and then they wind up selling it. Well, they purchased from the state for that amount, and then they wind up selling it to them for like 9. So they made $3 million. But again, it was about make sure that the jobs were here so that we would have some say so.
So, okay, jobs are here. So, do we have some type of agreement with Amazon that the jobs, that Detroiters get, a percentage of the jobs from, Amazon? Is that correct?
No,
Or is that
ma'am.
no?
That is what you're saying is what a lot of people are saying. We did not. What Amazon did was stated that we're going to be bringing 2,000 jobs to Detroit, not to Detroiters, to Detroit. But what we are doing is also working with them as well as the administration to say, look, we want our Detroiters to get first priority on those jobs. We want those
Right.
applications to go there. Now, of course, you have to deal with the union portion
Right.
of that also, because there are certain people that are looking at things and trying to unionize. We have this big issue in Alabama. In fact, I was just at the Amazon site in Pontiac. And so those are some of the questions, because I'm concerned about, we want to make sure that our people getting good wages.
Right.
We want to make sure that
Absolutely.
they're getting good health care.
Absolutely.
We want to
Yes.
make sure that all these things, these benefits are having. So this is one of the reasons. And one of the things that I didn't even know is that the benefits and the wages are coming for both salary and commission people.
Okay.
So those are some of the things that we're looking at to make sure that our Detroiters are getting advantage of that and being able to get those jobs. So the main thing is to get the jobs here, because what I did not want to happen is for it to go to Oakland County or Macomb County and we don't have any say so. It still gives us say so, because
Okay.
I talked to the people from the Wayne County Trade Alliance, and they're the laborers and workers who are working on it. And when they say, I got a hiccup, what's the hiccup? See, now I can go in and talk to them, say, okay, wait a minute, we got a hiccup here. Why
Okay.
is this problem?
Okay.
The other thing that we had was there's a group called the Gray Group that deals with Amazon. And what they were doing was they would hire people from the South to come in. One of the things I wanted to make sure that the Wayne County Trade Alliance came in, because we wanted to say, look, we want our jobs to come. If they don't start in Detroit, at least be in Michigan. We don't want nobody coming outside of Michigan taking the jobs, which we should be having. So that talk has been working out. So that's what we did. And that's why I say we want to be able to have that say so. If it goes outside Detroit, if it goes outside the county, we don't have that say so.
Understandable.
Okay, so I'm glad that you cleared that up, because
ma'am.
that has
Yeah.
been a question that I had.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm a born and raised here in Detroit. I'm a what do they
Detroit to
call
the
us?
end.
Yeah, a
Detroit
legacy,
legacy.
legacy Detroiter, right? Now the thing is, are you legacy? Or are you not?
That's
Detroit
right.
versus everybody.
That's
So,
right.
what are you? But
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that our legacy residents get taken care of because
Yes, ma'am.
you hear about Detroit and
Yes, ma'am.
and we hear about downtown and Midtown.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
hear about how a lot of our legacy Detroiters are being pushed to the side with some of these jobs, how they're being demoted, and how others are
So
coming in and
unfair.
getting our good jobs. So we just want to make sure
Yes, ma'am.
that we hold people accountable,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
so that the people that have stayed here, that are still here,
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
But
ma'am.
when does it open? When does Amazon open?
They still negotiate.
Yeah,
We
well,
never
no,
say.
they are working on it now. What they're doing is they want to get the main structure in, and most of the building is up, and they want to be able to open by August
Oh,
and
wow.
get
Okay.
things moving
Okay.
forward and
Okay.
see everything that we have addressed with the community. The community is very much involved,
Yes,
and
Yes.
we want to make sure that the community is involved with that. But one thing I want to say also, Ms. Weaver, is I'm glad you brought that Detroit legacy because, as you well know, we just passed the ordinance for marijuana recreational and adult use. And now you see that they have gone, those outside the city of Detroit have gone to a federal judge to try to stop it, which we already knew. And so my thing is, I had to find out about it because my thing is, well, wait a minute. They're talking about they're being discriminated against. But what you're doing is, if you stop this, you're discriminating not only to minorities and blacks in Detroit, you're discriminating against them in their own city.
In their own city.
So that's the issue that I had. But what I found out was what the judge wanted was to find out more information as to how this process is going, so that they can make a reasonable. So it's being held up for a couple weeks
Okay.
for them to give out permits. They have to stop that. But what they want, and I want to say, anyone that's listening, continue your process for what you're doing because they are going to be giving out permits.
Wonderful.
But I just wanted to make sure that because, like I said, when I heard that, I was irate about it because I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. How you gonna sit up here and talking about you discriminated and you discriminate against folks here in the city of Detroit?
Exactly.
Who
Yes,
lives
ma'am.
here? Who lives here?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's a question that I want to have for you also.
Yes, ma'am.
As far as people that work for the city of Detroit and legacy. I I think that when Coleman Young was in office, and I think when I forgot which mayor changed it to where the emergency response team and city Detroit workers did not have to reside in the city of Detroit in order to work for the city anymore.
Mayor
Of the
Archer.
state.
Mayor Archer,
Mayor
yes.
Archer.
And the thing is that I see that what I did see then, because I'm in real estate, and of course, real estate has always been, in my heart.
Yes, ma'am.
Even when I wasn't selling it.
Yes, ma'am.
But I was noticing that how many of abandonment properties became when the emergency response team and people from the city of Detroit that work for the city of Detroit moved out because they had that opportunity now
Yes.
to move to the suburbs. Instead of making their schools great again in the city of Detroit,
Yes.
Yes,
they
ma'am.
moved and ran to the suburbs for better school systems, And I would like to see the city being built back up again with the city servicers having to live in the city.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think that if we had that, we would not have as many neighbors afraid to live in certain neighborhoods
Yes,
either.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Because they know that somebody else just like them still lives here in this neighborhood.
Great.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, makes sense.
Some of the worst neighborhoods had police officers or school teachers or somebody from the city of Detroit working that lived next door to them.
Yes, ma'am.
Now they don't have that anymore. Now they have a vacant lot or they have an abandoned house.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think that if we brought that back to the city, do you see something like that coming back into the works at all, of how we could get that on the agenda to being pushed again?
Yes, ma'am.
Because once again, if you're good enough to come and work in the city, I think you should be good enough to live in the city.
Yes, ma'am. And Mrs. Bartell, I appreciate that because that's one of the things that we're talking about with Proposal N. And we're still going round and about with that because when the mayor first presented it, we wanted to make sure that uh, minorities, blacks receive those jobs. We wanted to make sure that residents receive. If you're going to save a home, let them have first shot at that through the Detroit Land Bank. And we wanted to make sure that contractors, minority contractors, receiving because when I first came in, my first question was, okay, wait a minute. You got all these big contractors that are getting these jobs. What about the little contractors? And they said, well, what we're going to do is we're going to have the big contractors work with the smaller contractors. And I'm like, well, when you first get in, you say, okay, I'm going to see. And so after 2 years, it's like, well, no, that's not happening. And so that's some of the things where we turned down, actually, when proposal in first came in November of 2020. That's when we first, 2019, that's when we first turned it down.
Right.
So then we wanted to make sure that those things were in place so that Detroiters, just like you said, Detroiters get that and have that advantage to be
Right.
able to take advantage of that. Because the question and the problem I have is every other city outside of Detroit, cross 8 Mile, cross 5 Points, will take care of theirs.
Yes.
And they have say so.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we want to have say so, it's like, oh, no, you can't. Oh, we're going to sue. Oh, we're going to do this.
Because we're the bigger city.
Right.
We're
Yes,
the hub.
the
Well, not only
bigness.
that, but we're always willing to work with everybody.
Yes.
So what they want to do is they want to take advantage. Oh, okay, well, they want to work. Okay, well, let's sue them then. And
Yes.
so just like, I'll go back to the marijuana, recreational marijuana. Mayor Farson Warren said, yeah, it ain't coming. It ain't coming. Now, you can do whatever you want. It ain't coming. We should be the same way.
Yes.
So exactly what you're saying, Ms. Bartell, I agree with you because we need to build up Detroit and we need to make sure that it goes forward. Just like I was talking to the young man outside, Mr. Dean, how our entertainment. When I was in the military, you go halfway around the world. When I say I was in Detroit, the two things they say, Motown and Motor City.
Yes.
That's right.
And we need to bring that. So that's one of the
Yes.
things that I'm trying to also work with, and that's why I want to continue to be on council because I want to work with our entertainment commission because I think that the entertainment commission should be involved with Mackinac and Regional Chamber of Commerce because when Detroit, they want to settle and decide things that's coming to Detroit. But my thing is, okay, if that's the case, then you need to have those entities within Detroit, like the Entertainment Commission, saying, okay, how's this entertainment going to be? We got this young artist that's out here that needs to be coming in. How do we help promote them? So these are the things that I'm looking at
Yes.
to continue on, and that's going to be my push if God blesses me with being reelected in this next term.
It's
Well,
funny. Can I say one more thing really
yeah.
quick? It's funny that you're saying these are some of the things that you're looking forward to, because that was one of my questions that I wanted to ask you. What are some of the things you're looking
Yes, ma'am.
forward to as becoming back on the city council again and serving District 2? What were some of those things that you're looking forward to doing in
Yes,
those
ma'am.
in
Yes,
the
ma'am.
District 2, as well as working with all your other councilmen and seeing what we can make changes in the other communities as well.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
I know you guys work together, of course, but if once again you have your own specific district that you also maintain
Yes,
and
ma'am.
making sure that those services and everything is being, taken care of in that district. And I thank you again for all your service.
Yes, ma'am. And it's my pleasure because, as Ms. Weaver has stated, my first objective was let's come together. Because if we come together, then they can't take us apart.
Yeah.
Because now we're a strong entity. Because I tell my community, I say, look, when people come in the district, I want them to say District 2. I want them to say, oh, we coming into District 2. We know they ain't, we got to have our stuff together.
Yes.
And then now that we come together, now with that strong link, now how do we start spreading out? Like getting into the Regional Chamber of Commerce. Why is it in Mackinac? How come we can't have one down here?
Right.
These are
Well,
some of the
Brenda Jones tried to do black, or someone had tried to do black and all,
Keith,
right?
Keith Williams.
Keith
Yes,
Williams, okay,
yes.
black and all.
Uh-huh.
Well, we need to have one.
Yeah, we need to have something.
We need to have one.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if you're, and I agree with you, Ms.
Yeah.
Weaver, because if you're deciding what's happening in Detroit,
Yeah.
why can't we have something down here in
Right,
Detroit?
right,
Why I got to go up to Mackinac?
And let me tell you, if I have one more person in California and Atlanta say, what is happening in Detroit? You all are the largest African American city, and you all are acting like you're a minority in a majority city.
Exactly.
So we need to come together. We
Mhm.
need to work together. We need to take care of our own.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
agree.
You
I
have
agree.
to.
Miss-
we have to.
No
Ms. Weaver,
question.
you're absolutely correct because I say minorities and black, we're actually the majority.
Yes,
Yes,
you
We
are.
really are.
Well, you know, sometimes we're being treated like the minority in our own city.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that's why I say, I mean, we have lost so many leaders
Yes.
in our city, and it's
Oh,
so
yeah.
sad. God bless Ray Solomon,
Solomon,
who was just
yes.
passed last week. I mean,
Yes,
he
ma'am.
was Detroit through and through.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Loved his
to
city.
the
Yes, ma'am.
death of him.
Loved his city.
To
We're
the
losing,
death of
but
him.
but the people who are still here, you, myself,
Mhm.
Carol, Miranda,
Mhm.
we have to now take that torch.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And we have to do it for our older generation who have fought the good fight, and for our young people that are coming up.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I mean, it's it's different.
It's,
I
it's
never thought I'd see Detroit like this. Some of it's good and some of it's bad, but we have to take care of our own.
yes, ma'am.
Right.
And so I look forward to seeing, you what you're doing now and what you're gonna do in the future.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Because it's funny that you say that, Miss Weaver, because when I came from Iraq, I told my wife, look, we're not moving outside of Detroit. We have to stay in Detroit. We have to
Yes.
stay in Detroit.
Yes.
So when I came from Iraq, I didn't even know where I lived because she had moved from where I was living in District 1, and then she moved to District 2. And then people were saying, well, where you live? I said, man, I don't know. I said, if my wife don't come get me, I'm just going to be out of here. So again, as you stated, Ms. Weaver, we have been here.
Yeah.
It would be here.
And the lights have not been turned off yet. And the lights is not going to be turned off because we are here.
Right.
And that's my objective is as long as I'm here, I'm going to be fighting for Detroiters. And I might be biased because my district is first, Detroit is second, Michigan is third. And that's how I look at things.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
Nah, I guess
Awesome.
that ended out my way. And you answered everything.
I know,
Look, you
right?
answered everything.
I'm
and
sorry, Ms. Dorsey.
No, that's fine. No, it's for them to get the questions because they are Detroiters. They
Yes,
live
ma'am.
in your district.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And they were the ones to ask the question. I live in Michigan.
So you
Look,
gonna
I live in
represent her
Michigan.
last.
Yes, look, I live in Michigan. I don't live in Detroit. I live in Michigan. My thing is, again, you're running.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
running
Yes,
for
ma'am.
a second term. Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. That means you believe in what you do and you're for the people.
Yes, ma'am.
And I hope you be able to carry on the legacy that, again, Raymond J. Solomon Sr. did because he was for the people. Oh, my God. He was
Yes, he
for
was.
it.
Yes,
And it was
Yes.
always, I see that in you because you care about your community and you have set up all these different committees with your community so they can engage and get the information.
Yes, ma'am.
So, again, what you want to tell our listeners who could be from your district that may doubt it or have never voted, what are you to tell them to vote for you? And why should they vote for you?
I always say that I'm going to be there. And first and foremost, as I started off, I always trust in God because I look to Him for guidance. And there's some tough decisions that has to be made. Decisions are tough because you have controversy on both sides, but you have to look at the overall. And when I talk to people and they say, well, what are you going to do? I look at what benefits everybody. And that's how I make my decisions. Not just one particular group, not just one particular individual, but how does this benefit everybody?
Yes.
So when I talk to people and I say, look, I'm having this, when they say, well, I haven't heard you, what community association you belong to? I don't belong to, well, that's why you have not heard of me. Because you have to get involved.
Yes.
In order
Yes,
for
that's
you to,
true.
in order for things to happen, you have to be
get
involved.
Yes.
And if you're involved, then I'm involved with you. And my district, and I know we run out, but my district is so diverse because we have the high end, we have the middle class, and we have the low end. And we also have I have a large community. I think I have the largest LGBTQ community in District 2. So we have to represent everybody.
Yes, you do.
And that's what I do. I go to their events. People say, why you go there? I look.
It's supposed to.
They're my constituents.
Yes.
Yes.
And I represent them. And so to sit them aside, if they're helping to build up the community, look, I'm here.
Yes.
I'm here for you. So that's what I tell people, Ms. Dorsey. Look, let's talk. I'll talk to anybody. I tell everybody,
Yes, you
please
do.
call my number,
do.
area code 313-340-2073. And sometimes people have my personal number. They say, oh, I didn't think you was going to answer the phone. Let's talk.
Yes.
That's what we talk about.
Right.
And so, we can't please everybody. We can't solve everybody's problems
They
because
hated
there may
Jesus.
there
They
may
hated
thank you,
Jesus.
ma'am.
So I
And there's
understand.
might be some issues that are there, but at least I'm going to try.
Yes.
Nobody can't say that I don't talk to them or my staff do not speak with them and we get back with them, but we try. And that's the only thing I can do, and I have to put that in God's hands. And that's why I want to continue on because I'm crazy about people. And even people who criticize me, because I love people, it still affects me. Whether they're right or wrong, it still
Yes.
affects me because I love people.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's just like, people like, oh, you there? I'm like, oh my God, but you don't understand, but it still affects me.
Right.
Because I love people. And
Yes,
that's
nothing's
about
wrong with
life.
that.
Exactly.
Nothing's
And
wrong
I
with that.
listen to people and I say, okay, what is the best? And that's what I try to do.
Wonderful.
So that's what I try to say.
Compromise.
Yes,
It's called
ma'am.
compromise.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
Yes,
You can't
ma'am.
please everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
But you can compromise.
Yes, ma'am.
And some
But take care our legacy.
That's
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
I'm just telling you,
Yes,
our
ma'am.
seniors who have paid the way,
Yes.
Yeah.
who
Oh,
we
yes.
stood on their shoulders,
Yes.
you know, who just continue to take care
exactly.
and look out for our students as well.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Of course, the schools.
And Miss Weaver, that is the pinnacle because we have our seniors, and I hate that and I dislike. I also want to say hate, but I dislike the fact that we had the pandemic because I always took my seniors on a boat ride, and they just loved that,
Oh, wow.
and that was something that I love to do. I went to Cuba in 2019 because what I'm trying to do is formulate a program where we can have transfer students because they have the best medical school
they do.
in the world. In the
Yes.
world. So if we can get folks interested in the medical field and transport them back and forwards, just think what we can do.
Yes.
Just think what we can do.
Hey.
Yes,
And see, that's the other thing I want to do. I want to be able to work in it. And see, a lot of times we can say, yeah, we can do that. But when you're in a position of an elected official, you have a little bit more say-so in how that can be done.
Yes.
And that's why. Yes,
Be the
ma'am.
voice. Be
Yes,
the
ma'am.
voice.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Be the voice.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why we educate our people. Well, that's my goal with the elite women is to educate our communities the importance of know your government, know your city council, know who your
Yes.
senator is, know who your state rep is. Because when things don't go your way, you can't blame because you're not listening
Yes.
and voicing your
Yes.
opinion
Yes.
in order for them to represent you.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I'm real adamant about that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to keep Ray's legacy on.
Yeah,
Right.
because Miss
Exactly.
Because he
Dorsey,
believed in the community, and that's what I believe in.
I was an adjunct professor at ITT Tech and University of Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And when I used to do the government program, that first assignment was find out who your elected official were.
Yes.
And I used to have such fights with that first week. Miss Mcallister, why we got to do this? I said, look,
They
if you
need
don't know
to.
who you're going to go to,
Right.
how you going to find out
And
how to
when
get
stuff
some
not
help?
happening,
That's right.
And they
get
would go
upset.
out. Yes, ma'am. They would go
Yeah.
out find who their state representatives, their county commissioners, some of them didn't even know who their mayor was.
Mhm.
And then when they went out and came back and said, Miss Mcallister, we're so glad you had us do this because we just didn't know. That's the education
Yes.
piece of it.
Mm.
That's
Yes,
the
it is.
education piece
That's
of
what I
it.
believe in.
So now you know. Now you
Yes.
know where to go.
Right.
And that makes you self-sustaining,
And then that's
which
you
is
know you're
objective.
going to have in the right
Exactly.
seat
In your
and who to
own
remove.
community.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
That's
ma'am.
how you know.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
how
ma'am.
you know who to vote for.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am. Yes,
You do
ma'am.
the ones who
In your
putting in the
own
work.
community.
Mhm.
Yes,
It
you
is.
must know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
a pleasure as always to have you
Yes.
here.
Thank you, Miss
Always,
Dorsey.
you know,
And I
you're
love you.
always
Love you
welcome
and
to
the
come
elite
back.
women.
Indeed.
Miss Weaver, I love you. Miss Bartell, you know I love you.
Yes,
Now
love you
everybody,
too.
so I
Yes.
thank y'all so much.
And
Thank
listen,
you.
I have to say, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an awesome job. And you definitely have my voting district too.
Thank you so
okay?
much.
And I
Thank
know you have your frat brothers vote too. He told me to tell you hi, Mr. Rufus Bartell.
Yes, ma'am.
He said, "Tell my frat brother I said hi."
Thank
and I
you,
know he's
thank
going
you.
to do well.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's
Thank
a
you.
pleasure as
Thank you.
always. And
Thank you.
Thank you. And
Thank
keep
you.
Yes,
doing
thank
what you
you.
do. I
All
mean,
right
work
then.
for the community and that mental health. I just love because
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
get
that's
all
important.
the emails.
That's very
I
important.
get so many. I check everybody's district because I want to Ray again. Rest
Yes.
of this man was an educator to me. He told me, look, join every mail list.
Mhm.
Every mail list. So I get
Mhm.
all your emails. I get everything he do. I know the community meetings. I know.
That's
So I see what
Yes.
he's doing by emails. I get it, the mental health, the educational piece, the community, the business roundtable. I get about 10 emails.
Yes, ma'am.
So he told me to check, and so I can study and learn all that.
Yes, ma'am.
So I
Right.
have been seeing, I get the emails.
Okay.
Just
So
thinking you
everything-
have a great staff.
Yes.
They are
Thank you.
very
Yes.
engaged,
Yes.
very engaged
Yes.
with the community.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. Thank you so
I get
much.
all the
Yes.
emails.
Yes.
So thank you again.
Thank you.
and
Yes.
Enjoy your Saturday. And I know Ray was a good friend of
Oh,
yours
yeah.
as well.
Yes.
And I know he's looking down on us and thinking that we still building and working
Yes,
together.
ma'am. Yes,
Yes.
Yeah,
ma'am.
he's gonna love that.
Yes,
He's
ma'am.
gonna love that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you
So
so
enjoy
much.
your
Thank
day.
you.
All
And
right
we're
then.
gonna
You
run a
have a great rest
commercial
of the day.
on, and then we'll be bringing in the new Wayne County Sheriff, Raphael Washington.
Okay.
Thank
All
y'all.
right.
God bless you now.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
God bless you too.
My name is Charles Hicks, and I'm the POMAR, which is the president of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
And I'm Emmanuel Dole, member of the Health Committee, Kappa Alpha Psi, Detroit Alumni Chapter.
On behalf of Wayne County and Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, we ask that you continue to wash your hands frequently
Stay away from large crowds
and get tested for COVID.
and practice social distancing.
Wear your mask.
Together, we can stop the spread of COVID.
From the office of Wayne County Executive Warren C. Evans and RBI Events.
My name is Rufus Bartell from the Independent Business Association. On behalf of Wayne County and the Independent Business Association, we want to encourage you to continue your social distancing. Stay 6 feet apart. Avoid large gatherings. And above all, wear your mask. Together, we can defeat and stop the spread of COVID-19.
This public service announcement is from the office of Wayne County Executive Warren C. Evans and RBI Events.
Hi, my name is Gina R. Prince, and I'm so excited to share with you my third published book, In the Weight of Every Loss. In the Weight of Every Loss, I share revelation God gave me concerning the scripture, Hebrews 12:1, stripping off every unnecessary weight and the sin which so easily and cleverly entangles us. In the weight of every loss, I'm being completely transparent about my own struggles I endured in my personal walk. Serving in a leadership role as an ordained apostle, preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ is not always easy. So if you are called into leadership or are actively in a leadership role right now, In the Weight of Every Loss will expose the real work of the enemy. You will be encouraged to regain your strength again and return back to the will of God. In the Weight of Every Loss is for those in leadership struggling to maintain strength. It is for those who truly want to walk in truth and for those who are no longer willing to live in a lie anymore. Get in the weight of every loss.
To office, and that's the pandemic and the our staffing.
Run another commercial.
Fixing that and trying to get that to where we should.
Park, walk, shop, dine, and explore Livernois. Stop by this beautiful historic neighborhood located on Detroit's northwest side of the city from 6 Mile to 8 Mile. Great retail showrooms, wonderful hair salons and spas, our famous barber shops and nail studios, delightful coffee shops, and wonderful new restaurants. If you are an art lover, we have that too. Park, walk, shop, dine, and explore Livernois, powered by the Independent Business Association of Livernois. Park, walk, shop, dine, and explore Livernois. Walk, shop, dine, and explore Livernois, powered by the Independent Business Association of Livernois.
We are back. We are back. And I am proud to announce the new Wayne County Sheriff.
Yes.
Raphael Washington.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
How are
Thank
you?
you.
Are we protected
I think
in
everybody
here?
needs to give him a big
Look,
hand.
yeah, we protected in here.
Thank you so much.
Look, we protected in
Yes,
here.
yes,
We
yes. We
protected
got
in
you
here.
covered.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Ben, before we started off, I just want to, give my condolences again to Raymond J. Solomon Sr. He was the godfather, definitely to me and to a whole bunch of other people. And I would not have met you if it wasn't for him.
He put us together. Yes, he did.
Called me and he said, Carol, I want you to talk to Raphael. You need to get with him,
Yes.
get to know him, get him out there in the community with your elite women. And again, I know he's watching over me.
Yes.
He did what he did for a purpose. And he was a man that put people together that
Yes.
should be together
Yes.
and should work together. So my question is, for him to do that,
Mhm.
that means he liked you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That means he liked you.
I've been knowing him and his son and his daughter-in-law for a little while.
Yes,
and,
yes.
And, yes. And
So how
yeah.
long you been in the sheriff's department?
So I should say I actually started my law enforcement career in the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in 1983.
Okay.
It's a long time ago. I don't look that old, I don't think. But
No.
but I started in 1983
Mm-hmm.
and to 1985.
Mhm.
And then I went to the Detroit Police Department in 1985 for the next 24 years until 2009. when I retired from the Detroit Police Department at the request of our late great Sheriff Benny Napoleon, and he had just got appointed to the sheriff position, and he asked me to retire and come into the sheriff's office with him and help him run the courts and jails and the different things we do in the sheriff's office with him. And so I retired on a Friday, went to work with him on Monday, and
All
walked in
right.
the door with him. That's how much I believe
Just
in
a
him.
night rest, huh? You just had
Absolutely.
a weekend off.
That's
weekend
all.
break.
That's all. So
Yeah.
I've never retired, but yeah, 37 years, going on 38 years this year
Okay.
in law enforcement.
All right. That's
Yes.
a wonderful thing to know. And I was excited to, with him, we set this up to make sure we get the interview in because, of course, RIP to the late Benny Napoleon.
Yes.
And me, I'm from New Orleans,
Yes.
but I've been coming here over 25 years. My brother stay here. I've been residing here for 12 years. And my thing is the history that I heard of Benny Napoleon. I met him on different occasions, and not one time I ever heard a bad word.
Right.
Even from prisoners or people that been to prison, you always had something bad to say about someone in prison. I never, not one time, heard anything bad.
No, he was just that
So,
kind of guy.
Yeah.
He was
And
just about
so,
people.
was he your mentor?
Absolutely, my mentor. Again, when I started the police department at 85, when I met him, actually, the mother of his child was in my academy class, Jackie Barnes at that
Okay.
time, Bailey, and we obviously became good friends. And she introduced me to Benny while we were while we were very young in our police career in Detroit
Okay.
Police Department, and we have just been connected like by the hip ever since. Even to the point, so everywhere I worked in the police department, he seemed to be over that command. And so I always had a chance to see him and talk to him about life issues and just police issues and things like that. And then even to the point in 2001, when he retired, we remained in contact like every day for the
Okay.
next 8 years until he was appointed to the sheriff's office. And that's why I never lost contact with him. And so when he did get the appointment, he felt good and comfortable enough to say, "I want you to retire now and come with me into the sheriff's office." So he was definitely my mentor. Definitely someone that I gleaned a lot from, whether it was how to do the job, how to manage people. As I became a supervisor in the police department in 1999, and he taught me well. He actually promoted me to the two ranks that I were promoted to while he was still there. And so I learned a lot from him. So definitely my mentor.
Yes.
All right. So we're
Great.
going to turn it over to Carol.
So more like a working relationship, but a brotherly love
Absolutely
as well.
a brotherly love, for
And
sure.
so one thing I loved about Sheriff Napoleon, he mentored a lot of young men.
Yes.
And so do you see yourself doing that as well?
Absolutely. If I don't mentor and get people ready actually to take my job, I don't think I'm a good leader.
Okay.
Because when none of us hold these positions long,
Mhm.
and I think it's very important that we groom and we get people ready to succeed us. And
Yes.
if we're not doing it,
Yes.
I can't stand to see great organizations that don't set things up for when they're gone, that it continues. And I see that more in the religious community more than anything. And pastors, great pastors, and have great works, but they don't set up themselves or someone else to succeed them.
Right.
And then things happen with that ministry. And I just don't like to see that. So I think it's important that we
Yes.
bring someone up behind us that your legacy continues and they build their own, and that the work of what you've done, it carries on. So
Great succession
Absolutely.
planning. And I know
Absolutely.
that you probably know, but many people, when the late Sheriff Napoleon passed, a lot of people, so many people from different walks of life told me, he told me that he wanted his successor to be Ray Washington.
Oh, that's
So yeah,
that's,
so
that's
so
I
many people
appreciate
from
that.
so many different
Yes.
walks of life. So I said, it was so many people. I said it has to be true, and so I was
Yes.
so excited when you were appointed.
I think
Yes.
he told people that because he knows how he manages, and I think he knows that I have the heart of the people like he had.
Yes.
And I was listening to Councilman Mcallister, and I said he's taking everything that I want to say because I truly love people.
Yes.
Yes.
And Benny Napoleon loved people.
Yes, he
And people
did.
loved him, and it was sincere.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I think people understand that, you know, Benny used to tell me all the time. We used to tell other people in my presence, you want somebody to defend you. You want to get Ray Washington because he give everybody the benefit of the doubt. He just love everybody. And he would say, well, I need you to go over here and do this for me and just talk to the people over there. And I'd go for him, and so I'd go for him, and I say, yeah. So I'm Raphael Washington. I'm here representing Sheriff Napoleon. And they say, well, he's not coming. I said, no, he's not going to be able to make it. And then they'll say, well, you just wait over there in the corner there, and we'll get back to you. I said, people want to talk to you because they loved him like that. And so
But he set you up for that position.
Absolutely. And I got to be that person that he was sent out to represent him, and people got to know me even more. I know a lot of people anyway, but people got to know me even more as representing him, and they realized that I do have that same spirit.
He is mentoring you
absolutely.
right there. And, sometimes we don't see the mentorship that's coming through down the pipeline. We just look at somebody voluntold us.
Yes.
Yes. And
Yes.
we do it graciously, though. And that's what you were doing. You was doing it graciously. But, like you said, they were looking for him to be there. But at the end of the day, look where you at now.
Absolutely.
You're
Absolutely.
in that seat, and that's where he was setting you up for.
And I give him all
God
the
is
credit
good.
for that.
Yes.
Obviously, I give God the credit, but I give him the
Yes.
credit for setting me up like that for sure.
Right.
And so
Yes.
now that you are
Mhm.
Sheriff Washington,
Yes, ma'am.
tell us, what are some of the things that you'll be concentrating on?
So when I came into the organization, when I was appointed in January 15th, actually on Martin Luther King's birthday, I had a dream as well.
Yes.
I talked about the three things that I really, really, really wanted to concentrate on coming into the organization as the sheriff. And the first was actually wrapping our arms around the pandemic and how we best keep our staff safe and our those that are in our custody safe, and those that are visiting for business in our facilities. So how do we do that in a safe manner? Obviously losing our sheriff to the pandemic, and so we were able to secure some air purifying equipment.
Wonderful.
And we were able to do that through the CARES Act and purchase those things, about 22 different units that we put around in our facilities, our jail facilities, and our offices, and making sure that those that are coming can feel a sense of security, because what these purifiers do is they detect the COVID virus in the air, and it kills it on the spot. And so we were able to do that, and that was so we kind of got that under control and where we want to be with that. And so that was the first thing. And I'm glad to say that we did it. And I think that I know that our sheriff would be happy that we're protecting each other through this pandemic. The second thing I talked about that we're constantly working on and working on right now is our staffing levels. We have about 200 positions, if you can imagine that, in our jails that are vacant, and we're trying to fill. And we have a robust recruitment effort going on right now, and we're going to be constantly working on that to get young people, especially as school is letting out in June, to understand if you're not going to college right away, and if you need a job and you need something to do, we have a $40,000 job waiting for you. If you just want to give it a chance, give law enforcement a chance, you can come into our jails and you can work, and we can train you real good, and hopefully it'll be a career for you. And if not, we just want you to come in and just see how it is. And I think for 18, 19, 20-year-old, $40,000, I think is still decent money,
Yes.
you know?
Yes, it is.
And we say that, but there's some overtime involved in that as well. And we're talking about now $50,000, $60,000 as an 18, 19-year-old.
Good
And
to know.
so we're putting that out, and we're asking people to go on our Sheriff Connect site. It's sheriffconnect.com, SHERIFF connect.com, and you can go right there and learn everything about what it is that we're doing in sheriff's office, how to get hired, how to fill out the application, and we'll take you. We'll take you through the process, and I'm sure most people will be successful. And so please, those that's the message I'm sending out, because if we fixed our staffing problem, I think we fixed our morale problem.
Of course.
Because the morale is lower than I want it to be, because we're working people a lot,
Overworked,
and
yes.
and we have to And a lot of them are working, they work overtime because they want to. But then when we get to the point where we have to force our officers to work overtime because our
Yeah.
staffing is not what we want it to be for that shift, it makes me feel bad because
Mhm.
people want to do 8 hours for the most part and they want to go home to their families as well. But sometimes we have to force them to work another 8 hours. And
Mhm.
obviously that kills the morale somewhat. And
Yes.
so I want to fix that. And I
Wonderful.
think how we fix that is we recruit and we get people in to take these jobs that we're offering.
Right.
We're losing people due to attrition, and people with 30 years and 25, 30 years, they ready to leave, and I'm talking
It's
some
only
of
fair.
I'm talking some of them in the stand. I'm like, please, what can I do? How can I help you? Because
Right.
I don't want to
Yeah.
lose these people with all this great experience and not be able to replace them.
What are the
Yes, yes,
requirements
yes.
that's for these job placements that you have?
Great question. So basically, you just need a high school diploma or a GED and a valid driver's license. And then
Okay.
we send you through the other process that it takes a physical agility test, a psychological exam,
Of course.
a written exam that people can pass. It's nothing very difficult that you can't get through. It's as simple as that.
Now, another quick question for you. Now,
Mhm.
what if there is a 16-year-old, 17-year-old that has a felony already
So,
on their record?
and that's a good question. So you can't have a felony on your record. And so and I'm glad you asked me that because we just left an event that talked about how we get those kind of things expunged.
Mm-hmm.
And I was over
Yes,
there
with Sherry.
speaking to that crowd and letting them know that people we need to give people second chances.
Yes.
And we have avenues now to do that. And we want people to take advantage of that. So coming in, we will, if you're interested, we want them to get those expunged, and then we evaluate and we look at those situations, and more than likely we'd be able to bring you into our agency because I am someone who was given a second chance.
Yeah.
And
Wonderful to know.
I'm going
Awesome.
to
My
be
question.
I'm going to be telling everyone we're going to give you a second chance. We just need you to do the things that you need to do to put yourself in position,
That's
and
right.
we'll hire you for
That's
sure.
right.
Wonderful.
Great. Awesome.
Wonderful. I like that.
Awesome.
Sure.
Yes.
My question is too, being that all that has been going on with police brutality
hmm
and the way police force has been going on, which all coincide with one another.
Yes.
So, how have you been maintaining and with your deputies
Yes.
to maintain a good relationship, a working relationship with the inmates to make
Yes.
sure? Have you been having like mental health classes? Because that's a big issue here, and a lot of people that have been getting incarcerated are having mental issues.
Yes.
So, are y'all training them to handle situations like that?
Thanks
Because
for
it
asking
can
that. Yes,
get
we
tough.
are actually. We are sending people to crisis intervention team training
Good.
so that when we're dealing with mental health consumers, that we know how to handle those situations. I often talk about when I talk about that being raised with an aunt who had mental illness conditions, and we didn't back in the '60s didn't know how to manage that. And we did the best we can when she would act out. And if we knew only what we knew today, we'd be able to really give her the quality of life, which we gave her anyway. We never institutionalized her, anything like that. We all kept her in our homes. And so we did the best we could. But if we knew what we know now and how to handle those that are dealing with those situations, we could have done a lot better as well. So it's important to me that we send our officers to those type of crisis intervention team training through DWIN, the Detroit Wayne Integrated Mental Health Network. Those people that train us and train people and deal with mental health consumers. We're sending our officers to do that to make sure that they know how to do that and do it correctly.
Yes.
Yes, to answer your question, that is what we do
Yes.
for sure.
Awesome.
Carol?
He's answered all of the questions. I mean,
I
I
have a
just
question over
left the
here.
expungement.
Yes, yes.
You know, the expungement
And you did a
fair.
great job.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and,
thanks
and
for
thank
that.
you,
Yes, you
thank
did.
you for
Yes.
partnering with us
Yes, for sure.
to because I think there are over 100,000 people with felonies
Yes,
here in the city of Detroit that could be expunged. So
absolutely.
we have a lot of work to do.
Yes, we do.
So
Yes.
I look forward to partnering with and with other organizations.
Yes.
You know, I am
Yes.
just a vessel,
Yes.
and I just want to help. You know, those who
Yeah.
who need that second chance.
who need that second chance.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
yes,
And
there's so many people.
we're excited from the Wayne County Sheriff's Office, from law enforcement, to be able to recognize that and understand that people need second chances.
They
And
do,
and,
they
and
do.
as I talked about out there, at some point, and I used to hear my late great sheriff talk about that as well. That at some point we like to see the Wayne County Jail and jails period put out of business. You know what I'm saying? There's some other things we could do in policing,
That's right.
and if we can get people in a pathway of success and doing the things that they need to do to be successful and not a pathway to jail.
Yes.
It's just better for all of us. And so that's
Mhm.
what we're going to be here to partner with whoever is talking about expungement and talking about giving people second chances so
Yes,
they
we
don't
need
come,
that.
they don't
'Cause I think
continuously
that's
come through
with
us.
them didn't have a
Yes.
decision to make that. Usually back in the day when you commit a crime, you just thought your life was over.
Yes.
Yes, you
Opportunities
did.
wasn't there, so
Yes.
the crime would get worse, worse, and worse because they
Exactly.
think, "Hey, I'm a ride to the wheel fall off."
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So now knowing that opportunities have been created
Mhm.
now
Mhm.
for second chances, because
Yes.
mistakes are made in life, and if you're willing to change it, the opportunity is there. And
Yes.
as long as the information is out there, because it's a lot of people we can save.
Yes.
Right.
You know.
Yes.
Exactly.
For sure.
Sheriff Washington,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
know that the job and the service that you all give to the community
Mhm.
is a very hard job.
Yes.
Okay, 99.9% of the time, it's always a bad call.
Yes.
You get that 1% that may not be the bad call,
Mhm.
but due to COVID, the calls are rising even more
Yes.
because you have individuals who may not be cooperating with the, you know, COVID rules
Yes.
of the governor
Yes.
or just period,
Yes.
So with that being said, you're running to make these calls here, and then you have these calls here
Mhm.
due to COVID issues that needs
Yes.
to be taken care of as well.
Yes.
How do you manage to handle that within your department
Yes.
to say, okay, well, this I delegate this group over here
Mhm.
for making sure you handle these calls here because,
Mhm.
of course, COVID is killing people.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
And
Yes.
you go to some of these parks and rec areas,
Mhm.
and you have all the young kids out there playing basketball because the weather is breaking again with
Yes.
no mask on.
Yes.
I go to the gym, but I wear my
Me
mask,
too.
even on the treadmill.
I do too.
24/7. I don't take it off, but to sip some water.
That's right.
And so I don't understand why the youth can't wear their mask on the
And
court
they
either.
healthier.
Yeah.
And yes.
Yeah.
And so this is another thing is that the rates are going up so high right
Mhm.
now,
Mhm.
and it's all within our youth.
Yes.
And this is why the governor has shut the school back down again
Yes.
for, studying, schooling at home
Yes.
instead of going back into the schools. So how are you guys combating the COVID out here in the community with the youth now?
So it's important to know that from the Wayne County Sheriff's, and it's kind of unique, even all over the country. Wayne County, every city, 43 cities in Wayne County, they all have their own police department.
Mm-hmm.
So we aren't first responders to calls for any police agency within Wayne County because they all have police departments. But what we do is we help all 43, whoever needs that help and needs that assistance from us, to go out in communities and help them do some policing and things that we might see.
Wonderful.
And so we do that. And so we're running. So when Chief Craig calls, and he calls often, and that he needs that he would like us to help him and partner
Yes.
with him, whether it's the drag racers or whether it's the drifters or whether it's things in the community, quality of life issues that no fault of Detroit Police Department, and I love Detroit Police Department. I was
Yes.
born and raised in Detroit Police Department, and the things that they would like to be able to handle on a very regular basis, the quality of life issues in the communities. We're out there doing that and partnering with community groups and helping them address those needs. And so whether it's kids in the park that are kind of reckless and what they should be doing, and if we see that and we need to address those issues, we will. If there's vacant cars and abandoned vehicles in the communities that we partner with, and that's a lot of communities in Detroit, we go in there and we do the patrolling and we help them. And
Yes.
so if we see it, we handle it. We're not in any city trying to be their police department. We're just
Exactly.
trying to assist those
Wonderful.
police departments,
Right.
Teamwork.
and they exactly, and
Once
they
called upon.
and they like it, and they call on us. And I mean, when we're in a community and other communities find out about it, they're texting and calling us saying, "Can you do us next? Can you
I
come
know
over to
that's
our?
right.
Can you
Yeah.
come over to Joy Road? Can you come over to Barton McFarland Group? Can you come over to
Yes.
Grandma? Can you come over?" They calling all the time, and that's what we want to do. So
Yes.
so we're going to be out there doing whatever we can to help curb this pandemic as well.
Yes.
And if we see it, we'll deal with it, because and I think the young people, they just feel like they're just invincible. They're young people, and they just they're full of energy,
Yes.
and I'm going to be okay. That's the way they feel. I happened to be in Florida just trying to get away from my wife's birthday just a few weeks ago during that whole spring break
Ooh,
time.
you
But
should have had a
we were in
world
Fort
of a
Lauderdale.
time.
We were in Fort Lauderdale. We
Okay.
watching it on the news. And they were having themselves a time. And I was like, this is so dangerous, but they feel like they're invincible. It's just the way it is, and they are attracting it, and I don't know what by the grace of God, I think the numbers are that they're not dying from it,
Yeah, they're
but they're
not,
still
but the
they're
numbers are
still
going up.
spreading it. They're
Yeah,
spreading it to
yeah.
us older folks
Exactly.
who might be in danger.
Right.
So
Exactly.
Yes.
so we just have to encourage them to do the right thing, and just give it. If we just do this for a little while, we can all be
Yes.
out of these
That's
masks and
right.
all of that.
Right.
But so I sent my 30-something-year-olds. Both of my boys have gotten tested, and their families have been vaccinated, and so I'm
Yeah,
doing my
today.
part, and we're
Yeah.
just trying to spread it around as well.
Right.
That's good to
Yeah.
know.
Awesome. That's
So
awesome.
I'm gonna have one, and then each one of them have one to close it out.
Okay.
My thing is, you was appointed this
Yes.
position.
Yes.
So what are your plans? To work with the community to make sure, because you have to be elected
Yes.
in the next term.
Yeah, so
So,
thank you for asking that, because
hmm
I am working very hard to be elected, and
hmm
not just saying that. I'm out here with my team, and we're trying to earn the respect of the people.
Yes.
I'm not just asking you for that. I want you to see me do the work,
hmm
and I'm out in the neighborhood, and I'm out doing the things that we need to do. Again, not just to get elected, because this is what I've been born and raised to do. I've been a servant. I call myself a servant leader. I've been serving all my life, and it's
Yes.
what I know to do, whether it's
Yes.
in the church, whether it's in the community. It's what I do. It's what I love. And so that's what I'm going to be doing, just waving the flag, waving the sheriff's office flag in the communities, and letting them know that we're here for them. And you can call me personally. You can get in touch with us through our Sheriff Connect. You can tell me where your issue and your problem is, and I promise you, I'll be there to help address it. So
Well,
that's what I'm going to be doing to try to get elected.
I know he's proud.
Thank
He's
you.
proud to
That's
see
right,
that.
Yes.
and that's what he would say to do.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so that's what I'm trying to do.
All right.
Just carry my mentor's shoes. I can't fit his shoes. His footprint was too large.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be
You
doing
definitely
everything
gonna
I
be able
can.
that trailblazer.
I'm doing that's
Absolutely.
exactly what I'm trying to
Absolutely.
do.
Yes.
For sure.
Well, I just want to say thank you for all that you've done.
Thank you.
I knew Benny, our
Yes.
Benny.
Yes.
Just one word, Benny.
One word. He was one word
right.
guy.
And now
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
not, Sheriff Washington, but soon we're gonna
Yes.
call you Ray.
There you go.
Yeah.
And
There
I
you go.
remember when
There
we
you go.
couldn't, when he wasn't around. I remember I would see you out in the
Absolutely.
community.
Yes.
So
All the
I
time.
am so happy that you have this position.
Thank you.
Let me know what I can do on the campaign trail next year,
I will.
because I am a supporter
I
and will
appreciate
continue
that.
to be a supporter.
Thank you.
And they say behind every great man,
Mhm.
there's a wonderful woman.
Absolutely.
So I
That's
know
right.
Yes.
Keisha
Yes.
Washington, tell her I
Appreciate
said
it.
hello,
I
give
will.
her my love.
She's good as
Yes.
gold.
Yes.
She's a little quieter than I am, but
All
she's,
right,
but
that's
she's
all
good
right.
as
That's all
she's
right.
good as a gold. She's a
She's
quiet
your yin
force.
to your yang.
She's
Okay.
she's a force still, and
Yes,
I
she is.
I appreciate you saying that, and
Yes.
I am going to be doing the work for
Yeah.
sure. And people, my name is Raphael. Everybody calls me Ray,
Ray,
and I have to
yes.
say that, and because in Raphael in the '60s wasn't that popular, and people just couldn't say it, and so I just said, just call me Ray, okay? And it just took off. But I'm going to have to be running under Raphael, so I'm saying that a
that's
lot.
right.
But
I
if
put
you,
it on
if
the
you, if
paper.
you, yes,
Yeah,
you
put it
did.
on the paper.
But Ray,
Okay.
Raphael, it's all. I say people, my government name is Raphael. My friends call me Ray. So
All
that's
right.
fine. Okay.
We're your friends, Ray.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Thank
So
you so
I
much.
just want to say thank you for joining and coming on to Girl Chat. It was an awesome conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service in the community
Thank
and best, especially being the servant that you are.
Yes.
Even in the church,
Yes.
I've seen you.
You know that.
I constantly watch you out,
Yes.
and even when you were with Benny.
Yes.
You've just been awesome. You have
Thank you.
been the epitome of everything that I know Benny wanted you to be and serve as
Wonderful.
the new elected and appointed sheriff.
Thank you so
and we're
much.
definitely going to make sure that you get elected for
I
the
appreciate
next
that.
term.
Yes.
I appreciate from your mouth to
anything-
God's ears. I
That's
believe
right.
that.
and
Yes,
anything
ma'am.
that I could do for you and my family could do as far
Yes.
as making sure you get back in office,
Yes.
we're here for you.
I'm gonna get that Bartell. It's a whole bunch of Bartell family, so I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get all of them. They're all my friends. They all my friends
Exactly.
for sure. I appreciate you so much.
Exactly. We're
All
here
right.
for you.
Thank you so much.
Indeed.
But
Yes.
again, thank you.
Thank you
for
so
coming to
much.
Girl Chat.
Thanks for
Yes.
having me,
Yes.
and have me back anytime.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
We're going to have
you.
many a conversations.
Thank you
'cause,
very
we-
much.
We want to know after this pandemic, we're going
Yes.
to get through it. We all going to have stories to tell.
Yes.
And definitely conversations for people to hear.
Yes.
And that they need to know because it's a transition we're going through.
Yes.
And we're going to need to tell the story.
Thank
and
you
the
so
people
much.
going to know what we've been through to get through it.
I'm gonna help you tell that.
Indeed.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Have a
Thank you. God
blessed
bless you
Saturday.
all.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Alrighty.
much.
Okay,
All righty.
indeed.
All right, y'all. That was again Raphael, Sheriff Raphael Washington, and we are happy that we had the opportunity to have him here with us. And know that you are safe. We don't want you to go to prison.
Yes.
Right.
You're safe, and you'll be treated with respect. Because I know a lot of inmates that's the problem. They always think that it's always an issue when you go to prison. You're after them, or you go to jail. They just think they don't have opportunity. But listening to our conversation, there is, you have to do you do the crime, you got to do your time, but you will be respected. So again, thank y'all for coming to Girl Chat. And next week we have State Representative Mary Kavanaugh, District 10.
Okay.
And Executive Director of the Detroit branch, NAACP, Camilla Landrup. And last but not least, we're actually going to have Coleman Young Jr. He is running for a city seat on city council. So we're going to have another great conversation next week.
That's right.
Yes.
And we're going to get the information that people need to hear and need to know. All right.
All right.
We out.
Signing off.
All righty.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in to Girl Chat Talk Show. Make sure you join us live every Saturday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on all our social media outlets. If you want to be a guest, advertise, or sponsor a show, please visit our website at www.girlchattalkshow.com or email us at info@girlchattalkshow.com. Remember, in order to make this world a better place, we must all come together to find a resolve. See you at our next show.